from Kirsch-Rooney Stadium, Rank Sherman Field. It's the Division I State Baseball quarterfinals as this evening Catholic League rivals Archbishop Rummel and Jesuit square. And a pleasant good evening to you, Ken Trahan, joined by Danny Riehm. It's great to have you with us here this evening on a beautiful evening for baseball. More on that coming up shortly. And what should be a beautiful series between two evenly matched teams. Jesuit and Rummel. Rummel the 4th seed, Jesuit the 5th seed. They split 2 games during the regular season, both at John Ryan Stadium. Rummel winning 5-2, Jesuit winning 10-4. And the records are pretty similar as well. Rummel at 25-10, Jesuit at 24-12 coming in to this ball game. Danny, obviously, when you look at these two teams, you think about the incredible rivalry over the years. A healthy but friendly rivalry at that, and that certainly has been the case again this year.
Absolutely. When these two teams get together, it's always exciting and it's always a big game, it seems like. And obviously nothing bigger than this series starting here tonight at Kirsch-Rooney for these two ball clubs trying to get themselves to the semifinals and out to Sulphur next week.
When you look at the comparisons between the teams, I think it's a pretty safe comparison as to why we say they're evenly matched. Edge pitching-wise to Jesuit, not demonstrative. They're a 2.22 team ERA. Rummel's a 2.66 team ERA. The hitting edge to Rummel, they're batting .292 as a team. Jesuit hitting .277. And the speed edge, perhaps an edge to the Raiders in that department overall. Although it's not a big edge, 78 stolen bases to 68 for Jesuit. One of the keys to that is that Zach Cook has 22 stolen bases. And when he pitches, he's not likely to run the bases, at least not much.
No, because you're going to be getting a courtesy runner in there for your pitcher in a lot of situations. They might let him run a little bit, 0-1 outs a minute or something, but with him pitching, it doesn't allow him to do all the things that he normally can do when he's playing a position.
We rise now to honor the wonderful country that we live in, the best country in the world, the United States of America, the playing of our national anthem. Mentioned the weather being pleasant. Doesn't get any better than this. Perfectly clear, sunny skies. The temperature 74 degrees. The wind is out of the northwest. That's a different look in this ballpark, and it's a factor at 12 miles an hour. It is blowing straight out of this ballpark, and keep that in mind. No humidity, which is great, 37%. Imagine that in May in New Orleans. Let's set the starting lineups first of all for Jesuit. 24-12 under the direction of Joey Latino. The shortstop, Nick Ray, leads it off. Batting second, left fielder Michael Torrey. Hitting third, the right fielder Steven Sepsich. Cleanup hitter, Mark Tebers, the second baseman. Sam Ovella, the DH, bats fifth. Marshall Lee is at first base, hitting sixth. Parker Sirio, the catcher, bats seventh. Hunt Conroy at third base, hitting eighth. Bryce Musso in center field is batting ninth. And the pitcher is left-hander Davis Martin. Ray, Torrey, and Sepsich. Tebers, Ovella, Lee, Sirio, Conroy, and Musso, with Martin on the mound. For the Rummel Raiders, under the direction of Nick Monica, 25-10 overall, leading off the pitcher, Zach Cook. Luke Lacoste is in center field. Evan Francione hits third and left field. Lyle Ball, the cleanup hitter, and first baseman. Charlie Beck is at third base. Lane LeBlanc bats sixth at second base. The catcher, Jackson Denny's, hits seventh. Cade Rivera is the DH, batting eighth. Ron Franklin, the shortstop, bats ninth. Taylor Stradley is the right fielder, not batting. Top three, Cook, Lacoste, Francione. Middle three, Ball, Beck, and LeBlanc. Bottom three, Denny's, Rivera, and Franklin. Stradley, the right fielder, and on the mound, Zach Cook. He's been the best player in this league, hands down, in my mind, Danny.
Been outstanding, had a great senior year, exactly what Nick Monica needed. was for one of his seniors to really step up in the way that Cook did, and Cook took the lead and really has really brought a high level of play to this Rummel team, and they're feeling good. They're a confident bunch.
Well, he beat Jesuit in game 1, held them to 4 hits and a 5-2 victory when they played earlier this year, but he starts off with a very tough test right away. Nick Ray, best hitter on the Jesuit club at .355. Southeastern commitment, 5 homers, 17 driven in. We're underway with a breaking ball strike from Cook right on time at 6 p.m. Ray has been just outstanding, as you might expect. Big, strong, fast, and took one down and out, a breaking ball to make it 1-1. The umpiring crew, by the way, is from Lafayette. You must have neutral umpires in the state playoffs, and we do here. Fastball, and it misses away, and it's 2-1.
Well, these teams are real familiar with each other, and that's the thing that this Division I bracket has done. I mean, you're playing teams that you know very, very well, so not a whole lot of surprises. It's about going out there and executing at this point.
Fastball by him, it's 2-2, and I said Cook, the best player in this league, hands down. What I mean by that is overall, combination, pitching and hitting. No doubt Cabe Beloso is the best hitter in this league. High and away, full 3-2.
Well, Cook just does so much for his team, and that's why when we've talked about it in the past as far as a league MVP, I think you've got to lean to Cook just because of what he's done on the mound and as a position player.
Time called.
Rummel would not have had the year that they had if he did not perform the way that he did. So, I mean, he really meant a lot to this team.
Payoff pitch, ball 4. Good start for Jesuit. Nick Ray draws the leadoff walk. Good at bat. Good speed aboard for the Blue Jays, and that will bring Michael Torrey to the plate. Ray, by the way, leads Jesuit with 13 stolen bases, so he is a big part of their running game. Torrey, two-sport athlete, a good bunter. You can watch for that here. 235, 12 driven in. The young freshman catcher, Denny's, throws well for Rummel. Could be a challenge right away. Cook has had pretty good control this year. Walks have not been a big problem for him. Not bunting, swings and fouls it, tried to go the other way. As you might imagine, good opportunity, good try on the part of Torrey. 0-1 the count. See if Joey Latino switches off or allows him to try to hit away once more. Rummel wearing their Columbia blue tops today. 3-tone caps as Ray is back safely. White pants and the scarlet red stockings. Jesuit, what do I need to say? Blue Jays
Pinstripes.
wearing the Jesuit uniform. There we go. Here's the 0-1. Back to the screen with the foul, and it's 0-2. So no bunt here. Ray not looking to run yet. So it's 0-2 with Sepsich on deck.
That's the thing about Nick Ray leading off. It just gives you so many options. He's such a great athlete if he gets on base, which he does quite often, and it really ignites the Jesuit offense.
Up with a fastball to make it 1-2 strikes. Back in 2014, these two teams met in the regional round over at John Ryan. Jesuit swept Rummel in 2 games. Their most recent playoff encounter. Breaking ball beat slowly toward first. That is a fair ball. Cook has to hurry, and he doesn't get him. And Ray goes to third. He's going to round third and check in there. So right away, the Blue Jays with a tremendous opportunity. Not an easy chance. Had to throw it by the runner to get it to ball. Toss was high. Ball doesn't get it. It's an error. And it's first and third with nobody out.
Well, the thing that makes that a big mistake is just because of the fact that you've got Davis Martin on the mound for Jesuit. This should be a low-scoring game, and when you're not getting outs when you have the opportunity to do it, you're asking for trouble. I mean, this should not be a high-scoring game. If somebody gets 4 or 5 runs, that's going to be a lot here tonight, and that might be all you need.
Yeah, very bad start for Rummel.
Be careful with this.
With a walk and an error to get things started. You can't envision a worse start if you're Nick Monica. And here's the dangerous Steven Sepsich, who takes a strike at the knees. Sepsich, 351, 4 homers, 22 driven in for the outstanding hitter who's heading to Tulane to play college baseball. Good-looking hitter, good player. Torrey with speed at first. Foul back to the screen. Boy, Cook really quick to the plate there. I mean, really quick. 0-2 the count as Torrey didn't even have a chance to take a look at him. Torrey with 5 stolen bases. Assumes a pretty good lead. Ray down at third. 0-2. Struck him out on a breaking ball. And good block by Denny's to keep the runner at first. 1 out. When you get ahead in the count, you can go to secondary pitches and Trust your catcher in the process.
That was very big for Rummel because now you've got the double play in order to end the inning if you get the ground ball in the right spot. So that was a big opportunity there for Cook to help himself, and he was able to do it.
Mark Tebers, another Tulane signee, 337, 24 RBI, left-handed swinger, takes it just down for a ball. Tebers has been outstanding. Open stance left side, stands deep in the box. Rummel at double play depth up the middle. 1-0, and it's 1-1. Just beautiful here tonight on May the 5th. I love it. Can we capsule this, box it, keep it, bottle it?
We could have this in June and July.
Good pitch by Cook, and it's 1-2. Pitching to the edges nicely to get ahead.
June and July will be like a sauna.
Don't you know?
Walk out there.
You'll be out there.
Dripping wet. Especially when you play in the turf fields and it's coming right back at you.
Holding it 1-2 as he fouled a breaking ball to the screen. The ball man, Oliver, took care of that one. He's all over
on his toes over there.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Way to go, Ollie. Cook delivers, and it's 2-2. They've got Tebers played as a pull hitter all the way. Second baseman cheating over toward the hole. Center fielder Lacoste well over into right center. Lacoste not deep at all with the wind blowing out. 2-2, and now it's 3-2, and now you got to believe Torrey's going to run. That's why that was a big pitch to go to 3-2. Because if he runs, you take the double play possibility away in all likelihood. So 3-2 to Tebers. Watch Torrey at first. Not going. Ball 4, bases loaded, 1 out. So Cook, not accustomed to struggling with his command, but doing so here in the first, and give the Jesuit hitters credit for working these counts. Sambo Vela bats the DH with a big opportunity at 276 with a home run and 18 driven in for Big Sam.
And for Rummel's purposes, double play candidate at the plate, so if they can roll a ground ball in the infield, they should have time to turn it.
High again, so Cook not really on his game early, 1-0. Either throwing or fielding. Remember, his error kind of opened things up, and that'll bring Nick Monica to the mound. Maybe just a calm down session here to talk things over. Yeah, you talk about hitters bringing their lack of hitting to the field and struggling. Well, the same thing holds true in the field. If you make a mistake, you can't let it linger, because if you let it linger, it can be a real issue.
Well, this playoff setup has been difficult for these teams, too. Obviously, Cook pitched against McKinley, but that's not really an opponent that is going to make you pay for mistakes. So it's been really since district play that Cook has been on the mound against an opponent that could make you pay for mistakes. So it's been quite some time.
Likely the last game, well, a game he pitched against Curtis, obviously, that he won here at Kirsch-Rooney. Yeah, he beat Jesuit and Curtis back-to-back. That's pretty impressive. In deep trouble here, though. 1-0, bases loaded, 1 out. And the pitch to Ovella, and now it's 2-0. And if you're Joey Latino, your eyes have to be lighting up right now, because Rummel's best pitcher is scuffling. 2-0 the count.
Ovella needs to really zone in on a pitch that he can handle, because he's going to have to split the plate.
Right down the middle, and he had a good cut. It's a pitch he wanted. People said, well, why do you swing 2-0? Because there was a fastball right down the middle. And as a hitter, you're looking fastball in that situation.
And he's in the lineup, in the 5-hole to drive in runs, and that's what you're trying to do.
Another fastball, and it's 2-2.
I mean, Cook just potted those last 2 fastballs right by him. Fastball counts. He got fastballs and just swung through both of them. Cook probably is going to go off speed here. 2-2
to Ovella. Bases loaded the pitch, 3-2. As he's well out of the zone, so this becomes the first real big pitch of the game here.
Kind of surprising that he went fastball there, because now you have to come fastball with the bases loaded.
Certainly. Or so you would think. Here is the payoff, and it is a swing and a miss. So fastball again, and Ovella doesn't catch up. 2 gone. And now it takes a 2-out something from Marshall Lee. the first baseman.
Well, Cook trying to pitch his way out of this by himself. 2 big strikeouts to get Sepsich earlier in the inning, and then Ovella right there.
Lee at 226. He has a homer, 21 driven in. Infield at normal depth all around now. The pitch from Cook. And threw the fastball by him. Now, his fastball isn't bad. It's in the low 80s, but it's
sneaky fast.
Sneaky fast.
Yep. Jumps on you a little bit.
No balls and a strike. We're electing to work from the stretch. Cook is ready. And pitching. Strike 2 call.
This is a big spot for both teams. If Rummel can somehow get out of this jam.
Would you be tempted to throw a breaking ball here since you've been good with the fastball lately? I don't know. It's a tough one here. You go breaking ball a left-hander and you leave it up. It's a problem. 0-2. He went breaking ball and he almost got the swing. They are asking, you got to ask for the appeal. You know, you're not going to ask the first base umpire. No, you might want to point the other way. 1-2 the count. And I don't think he swung the bat there. Started, but I think he stopped. Good job by Lee to hold up in that situation. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And another. Got him looking. Well, he went off speed again and froze Lee. And Cook pitches out of a massive jam. No runs, no hits, and error 3 stranded. Bottom of the first coming. Jesuit nothing. Rummel coming to bat. We'll keep it right here as we get to the bottom of the first. And the Jesuit outfield will have Torian left, Musso center, and Sepsich right, with Conroy at third, Ray at short, Teberge second, Lee at first, Sirio doing the catching, and Jesuit has its ace, the senior left-hander Davis Martin, on the mound this evening. Danny?
Yeah, and he's a good one. I mean, he's been their workhorse all year. This is his 3rd year pitching on the varsity. He's done a nice job for him in the summers. I mean, he's a guy that's ready for this spot. He throws multiple pitches for strikes, really competes. Very heads-up player, very intelligent on the mound, kind of like a coach on the field. And, Davis Martin is an arm that can shut you down. So Rummel has their hands full, and that's why, I tell you what, that's just huge, getting out of that jam. Because if Jesuit could have got 3 or 4 right there, and it could have very easily happened, with the bases loaded and less than 2 outs. I mean, that might have been all they needed with an arm like Martin on the mound, but Cook really stepped up and made some big pitches against some good hitters.
And now Martin ready to go to work as we go to the bottom of the first inning. The numbers on Martin, and we'll tell you about Cook's numbers. We didn't do that earlier, but Martin's been really good, as Danny alluded to, on the year. 8-3 record and a 2-point earned run average. Has a save as a reliever, 4 complete games as a starter. This is his 13th appearance, tops on the team. 63 innings, 29 runs, 18 earned. He's allowed just 50 hits. He's walked just 16. That's impressive in 63 innings. And he struck out 55. So the thing I like most about Martin, whose whip is right even at 1, is the fact that he doesn't walk people. And anytime you don't give free base runners, you've got to make them hit their way on. And as a coach, you have great comfort in a pitcher that can throw strikes.
You got to have it. I mean, you got to have guys that can pound the zone and give you a chance to play defense and stay away from the free passes. You know, most of the time at the high school level, especially, you know, big innings, 4 or 5 run type innings come because of errors and walks. You know, and if you can stay away from that, it really goes a long way for you in regard to keeping your opponent off the scoreboard.
Cook leads it off, took a good breaking ball strike as he showed bunt. Cook at 379, no homers, 33 driven in for the leadoff hitter in the lineup. Another illustration of why we said what we said earlier. Took a ball, it's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. Fouled it back to the screen. A fastball up. It's 1-2. Lacoste and Francione to follow. One and two the count. Martin the sign from Sirio. And the 1-2. Struck him out. Good fastball away. Got Cook one out. Anytime you get Cook with his on-base percentage, that's a big start for the opponent.
Anytime you get that first out, keep the leadoff man from reaching. It's always good.
I think Cook is near 500 with his on-base percentage. That's a huge out. Here's Luke Lacoste at 319. Took it high and away. Luke with no homers on the year, and he's driven in 19 runs. Loyola signee. Good outfielder who runs well. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Martin's fastball looking good early. It's 1-1.
Yeah, he's got a lot of life on that pitch.
Yeah, he's more a mid-80s guy as compared to Cook being a low 80s. Hurler. And the 1-1 pitch. Off speed down. Lacoste recognized it, and it's 2-1. Again, you just don't see the wind howling out of this park very often. But that's the case tonight. Of course, it's a big yard. 325 down the lines, 370 to the gaps, and 400 to center field. 2-1. Popped up infield. Easy chance. Shortstop Nick Ray. 2 gone. That sounded bad. Got it off the end of the bat. So Martin looking sharp early, and now Evan Francione to the plate.
Complete different start for Davis Martin compared to Zach Cook. Martin's going to have a chance to get out of this inning without throwing many pitches at all.
Yes, in a different start than the first time he pitched against Rummel, when Rummel got him for 2 runs on a couple of hits in the first inning. Here's Evan Francione, the junior. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball, 0-1. So Martin's showing 2 good pitches early. He's also shown the changeup. Francione, 349, 22 driven in. 2 sports star, outstanding wide receiver in football. 0-1. Off speed away. There's the change, and it's 1-1. So using all 3 pitches here in the first.
That's outstanding for a pitcher at the high school level to have 3 pitches working. I mean, that's gonna be tough on these Rummel hitters.
The 1-1. And threw the fastball by him, 1-2.
And that's the thing. He's getting the breaking ball and the changeup over, and then the fastball, he's just kind of blowing it by guys because he's got him looking at all these other pitches that he's able to place.
I want you to comment on the start time here as well. Maybe that's an impact on the hitters.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
1-2.
A lot of
fouled it back.
A lot of shadows on the field right now. That's kind of been in my mind.
Didn't look like Jesuit was seeing the fastball well on the top of the first.
Neither team.
Rummel's not seeing it well
Rummel's
here.
seeing it very well either. So that's definitely something to take into account.
Shadow covering the plate. Part of the infield, but look at the mound. It's
coming
in the
out of the
sunlight.
sun. Yep.
1-2 the count. Fastball could be the pitch of choice, in other words, early in the game. Time call. And the reason we say that is that most of these games start at 7 o'clock rather than 6 p.m. And it will be decidedly different in terms of the sun setup and shadows at that point. The 1-2. Down and in. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Francione. Two and 2 the count. Outside 3-2. St. Paul's and Catholic no score top of the second. And Baton Rouge in the select bracket. Tell you about the finals from earlier today. Coming up. 3-2 the count on Francione. And the payoff. Fouled him out of play. Pretty good at bat here. Spoiled the pitch. Hangs tough. So after 2 quick outs, Francione extending Martin. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. John Curtis eliminated Evangel 8-2. Curtis going to Sulphur, number 1 seed in the semifinals, to play the winner of this series. 3-2. And just missed down. Close pitch, just down. Francione's aboard with 2 outs. Now Lyle Ball.
Martin not too happy. Thought he was going to get that call. Didn't get it from the home plate umpire. And that's the interesting thing about having these umpires coming in for the playoffs that aren't used to seeing these guys. It's the first time this home plate umpire is experiencing his pitches and the way that he works. And you might miss a pitch here and there this early in the game.
Strike call to Lyle Ball, the Delgado signee. Ball at 223, 25 driven in. And a move to first. And Francione, of course, with outstanding speed, maybe the best on the team in terms of pure speed. He's 19 for 21 in the stolen base department. Holy Cross defeated Brother Martin 7-3 in Game 1 at Tiger Park this afternoon. Threw the fastball by him. That's been the problem for Ball this year. He's been tardy on the fastball quite a bit. Sometimes when you don't start well, you press a little bit and it's hard to catch up. It's kind of been that kind of season for him at the plate. Back foot throw to first and Francione back. Not as likely to run 0-2. It's the ultimate pitch-out pitch if you're the guy on base, being aware of it. 0-2. To right, a base hit by Ball. Stopping at second, Francione, so Rummel trying to get a rally going with 2 outs, and that will get Charlie Beck to the plate.
That was a really nice job by Lyle Ball, going the other way. Fastball up and out over the plate, drove it hard out in the right field. 2-strike count. It was a good job.
You know, it's interesting. In the first game, Rummel's first inning, they had 2 outs. They got a walk, a base hit, and then a 2-run single by Beck, who's at the plate right now. Against Martin, that was a similar situation. Of course, that was second and third. This is first and second, the pitch. Off speed in the dirt. Nice block by Sirio. And that's one of the things we know. We saw the block by Denny's on a ball in the dirt earlier on a strikeout. We've said it this year a few times, but these are 2 freshman catchers for these 2 schools. What a future. They're both good defensemen and they both can hit.
I mean, we'd have to talk to somebody as talented as Lenny Van Gilder, but I don't know if you've ever had a freshman starting at catcher for Jesuit and Rummel in the same season before, but that might be a good one for Mr. Van Gilder to look at.
I think it is. And for Rummel, it's really weird because who was their catcher last year? Forcade, and he started catching his freshman year. By the middle of his freshman year, he was the starting catcher. So Rummel could end up with 2 catchers in 8 years.
That's pretty amazing.
How does that happen? Swing and a miss, 1-2 to Beck.
Yeah, there's been some young players playing in the Catholic League this year that have done a nice job, and you don't see that very often in this league. It's usually a league where you have to kind of wait your turn. If you can play as a junior, you know you're a nice player.
Now the 1-2 pitch struck him out swinging. Davis Martin pitches around the walk and the hit. 2 men stranded. We've played 1, no score from Kirsch-Rooney Stadium. And you're watching the Division I quarterfinals at SportsNOLA.com. Top of the second arrives with no score. Ken Trahan, Danny Riehm with you. No score here as Parker Sirio starts the second for Jesuit, and Cook bounces one up there. Cook had to throw 30 pitches in the first inning. Remember that.
Yeah, he needs to try to get a quick one here. Try to even that out.
1-0. And it is out of play. 1-1 to Sirio. Parker really has come on strong in the latter stages of the season, up to 298 as mentioned. This one's up very high over toward the Rummel dugout, and Beck can't find it.
No.
And it almost hit Joey Latino. He lost it, and the shortstop didn't go after it. So
that's a big mistake.
I mean, you have got to go over there if you're the shortstop in that situation. And now I don't think he saw it. Neither did Beck. Obviously, that's an out that should be recorded, and the hitter's still at the plate. So Rummel's defense not good early in this game.
And then from a pitch count perspective, you could have had an out. You're making Cook work longer after he had the big 30-pitch first inning that you just mentioned.
Gets the strikeout of Syria, but you can't strike everybody out and last long. That's too many pitches. That's his 4th strikeout, all outs recorded. Made a good pitch to get Syria, and Hunt Conroy will bat. Point being, as a fielder, you can never assume that your teammates got something if you have a chance to get there, especially when you see he's in duress. Pitch away for a ball, 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch towards second for Lane LeBlanc. Ground hugger. Takes his time, gets the out, 2 gone. That's what we call a worm killer there. That ball never got off the grass. No. I mean, it just stayed down. Just the truest definition of a roller. 2 gone for Bryce Musso. Center fielder to Sports Star at 200. No homers, 12 RBI for Bryce. Threw it by him, 0-1.
Cook working the corners.
Well, that's who he is when he's on. He can command 2 pitches and pitch in and out to the edges. Nice pitch, 0-2. I mentioned his.
It doesn't look like these Jesuit hitters are seeing it.
I don't think anybody is, frankly. The swings by Beck were kind of similar. 0-2 the count. And another. And he hit him. So there's a free base runner with 2 outs. Turns the lineup over for a dangerous hitter.
Well, that'll have you scratching your head in the dugout.
9-hole hitter, and you got him 0-2, and get him to bring up Nick Ray. That's not a good formula. Nick walked his first time. St. Paul's has scored. They lead at Catholic 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
The Catholic Christian Invitational.
Pitch to Ray, and that's a wild pitch. Runner to second. Denny's couldn't find it. Look at Cook have to hustle to get it. So now a hit batsman and a wild pitch.
That's how fast it can happen, can it? You know, with good teams. You know, you hit a guy, ball gets away from the catcher right there. Now Jesuits base hit away from scoring a run when they had 2 outs and nobody on base. That's why, as a pitcher, whenever you can get 2 outs, go shut that inning down.
And I say this in full confidence. I would consider putting Nick Ray on. And no disrespect to Michael Torrey, but you're talking about a significant Division I player at the plate and the base open. And the difference in batting average and power is significant. Pitching to him. Got a strike in there. It's 1-1.
Well, with the base
agree or disagree?
No, I mean, it's something to consider. But with the base open, they can obviously pitch around him, try to see if he'll get himself out. You know, you've got some options now with first base open.
Strike called outside corner again, pitching to the edges. 1-2. Well, if you're going to make that pitch, certainly you pitch to him. But you don't want to make a mistake to Nick Ray. He can hurt you in a big way.
Should be way out of the zone.
There goes the runner. Pitch outside, throw to third, safe. Stole that on Cook. Denny's throw on the mark, but no chance. Stolen base for Musso. So a hit batsman, a wild pitch, and a stolen base. And now a 2-2 count to Ray.
That's why, as a pitcher, as a defense, you can't lose your focus when you get the 2 outs and nobody on, because it can change this quick. Jesuits now a wild pitch, pass ball away from scoring, a base hit away from scoring when they had nothing going.
2-2, 3-2. Again, he does not have to give in here. Problem is, can you trust the breaking ball if you bounce it in this situation? 3-2 the count. Cook electing to work from the full windup. And the payoff. Ground ball slowly to third. It's a tough chance. Beck has to hurry up, and he will not get him. Jesuit takes a 1-0 lead on what has to be an infield hit. Don't know that he would have gotten him with a perfect throw. And Jesuit takes the early lead. And I'm sure Nick Monica's lamenting this as a gift run.
Yes, it is. And in a game like this, playoff atmosphere, your ace-type arms on the mound, every run is huge. Every single one. And
now Michael Torrey. Ray, a good bet to run here. So a throw over there. Torrey reached on an error his first time. In the air, right field, located. Stradley catches it, and the inning is over. A run on an infield hit, and one stranded for Jesuit. We go to the bottom of the second. The Blue Jays leading the Raiders by the score of 1-0. You're watching the Division I quarterfinals here at SportsNOLA.com. Bottom of the second inning arrives. 1-0 Blue Jays on top. Ken Trahan, Danny Riehm with you. Davis Martin armed with the lead. Will now pitch to Lane LeBlanc. Lane LeBlanc, Jackson Denny's, Cade Rivera here in the second. 23 pitches for Martin in the first. 15 were strikes. Lane LeBlanc at 260, a homer, 18 RBIs. Took a good breaking ball strike. I like the look of Martin early in this game. He's got command of his fastball and his curveball, and he's used his changeup.
Well, in a best of three, if you can win game one, it goes a long way. All you got to do is split the next two. So this is a big
swing and a miss.
This is a big one, and Martin knows it, and he's on top of his game.
Quickly ahead of the left-handed swinging LeBlanc, 0-2. Tried to climb the ladder, showed him a fastball, and it's 1-2 to set up the next breaking ball, right?
More than likely. We'll see what he goes to here, but he's got that pitch working.
There it is, and he got a little number to the mound. Martin with an underhand flip for the out. One gone. Good pitching by Davis Martin to take care of LeBlanc. That brings up the freshman catcher, Jackson Denny's.
Catcher number 20, Jackson Denny's.
Denny's at 319. He has a home run, 22 driven in.
Martin's like a coach out on the field. After one of the TV games earlier this year, I interviewed him, and you could just tell that he's got that kind of mindset that, he's really pitching up there. He understands locating and changing speeds and getting multiple pitches over. And normally guys like him in their senior year, in situations like this, they're gonna be ready to go, and he obviously is.
1-0 to Denny's. 6'3", 215-pound freshman. Breaking ball strike. And again, a good curveball, and it's 1-1. In the dirt, good recognition by Denny's to lay off. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss, chased a high one, 2-2. Straight away for Denny's. Martin kicks and deals the 2-2, and a swing and a foul to the screen, holding it 2-2. Again, the 2 regular season games between these two teams both played at John Ryan Stadium because of scheduling issues for Rummel. Next year, Rummel will play both games at home against Jesuit as a trade-off between these two fine schools, who work together very well, as it should be. Holding 2-2 on Denny's. And another pitch. Breaking ball struck him out looking great. Backdoor breaker. Takes care of Denny's for out number 2. Strikeout number 3 for Martin.
Good bender right there from Davis Martin. Really locked Denny's up. Wasn't able to pull the trigger, gets the call.
A decidedly different looking Davis Martin early in this game than in the first game against Rummel, which I covered. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball strike to Cade Rivera, another freshman starting for Rummel. Basketball player who came to baseball a little bit late this year, but he's talented. He's had a labrum injury. It's curtailed him other than running. We've seen him run a lot this year, but not hit. Now he's in the lineup the last couple of games. Limited plate appearances. He's got 4 RBIs and 6 at-bats. 2 for 6, but now he's 0-2. And against Davis Martin, that's a tough task for a freshman left-handed hitter. The 0-2. Erased him with a fastball. Great inning for Martin. Davis Martin with 4 strikeouts looks very sharp early on. We've played 2 from Kirsch-Rooney. Game 1, best of 3. 1-0 Jesuit on top of Rummel in the quarterfinals here in Division 1. Live at SportsNOLA.com. One run, 1 hit, no errors. And 4 left for Jesuit, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error. 2 left for Rummel as we go to the 3rd. 3, 4, and 5 for the Blue Jays. Steven Sepsich to be followed by Mark Teberge. And Sam Ovella against Zach Cook, who's thrown 45 pitches in 2 innings, 27 for strikes. Starts him off with a fastball that's fouled back to the screen. Sepsich struck out swinging in the first on a breaking ball. Cook has walked 2, hit 1, and struck out 4. The biggest number there was that hit batsman. Kind of changed things. Outside a ball, 1-1. Jesuits had a couple of infield rollers that have worked out very well for them as well. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball again. 1-2. So he's finding his breaking ball, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And he's had much better appearances since that first inning when he threw the 30 pitches. So I think Cook is starting to find his niche.
Got him to chase high heat. Boy, that's a really good sequence of pitches.
Yep.
Breaking ball down, fastball up, change the eye level, change the speed, get the strikeout. 1 gone for Mark Teberge.
Yeah, he's settling in, looking like the Zach Cook that we've seen throughout the year. Got off to a little bit of a tough start, but probably hot and loose now and getting the juices flowing.
Teberge walked in the first, was stranded. Pitch on the way. Way high. Well, Cook on the year, we mentioned this, 9-2 with a 1.77 earned run average. Along with the offensive numbers we mentioned. Swing and a miss. But with those numbers, he's pitched 63 innings, and he's only given up 44 hits. That's what really gets your attention is they don't hit him. And by the way, he's fan 62. Outside edge just missed, and it's 2-1.
Right off the edge. Actually a good call by the home plate umpire.
I agree with you.
Right off the edge, though. So you can see that Cook has found pinpoint-type control when you can make pitches like that.
And as if on cue, he's up, and he's now 3-1 to Teberge with Ovella on deck. Looked like he was coasting to an easy second inning. All of a sudden on an 0-2 pitch, he hit the 9-hole batter, and everything fell apart after that. Good swing by Teberge. Now it's full 3-2. That's the pitch you're looking for. 3-1, fastball down the middle. Got a good hack. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Got him looking. Another good pitch. Teberge knew it.
Ran that one in on the inner third against the lefty and tied him up.
That's what I like about him. He's in and out, up and down.
You can't get comfortable, and that's one of the big pieces of pitching is not allowing hitters to get comfortable. Being able to change speeds, change eye levels.
Sam Ovella struck out his first time. Bats here with 2 outs, nobody on. And a good breaker for a strike. Wind still blowing out. Not as hard as it was earlier, but still blowing. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And now it's 0-2. Same situation as last inning for Jesuit. And then good things happen for the Blue Jays. 0-2 the count.
That good focus right here to try to shut the inning down.
Breaking ball foul back to the screen. Interesting that he's gone breaking balls to Ovella in this at-bat. When he first at-bat, he beat him with fastballs.
Yeah, he was throwing the fastball right by him. And fastball counts when he should have been, Ovella should have been gearing up for him.
Sam waits, and here's the pitch from Cook. And there's the fastball, got him. So Cook strikes off the side. He's already got 7 strikeouts in the game. Nothing across for the Jays. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Jesuit 1 and Rummel nothing. And you are watching the Division I quarterfinals at SportsNOLA.com. Bottom of the third inning arrives, and it's 1-0 Jesuit over Rummel. Ken Trahan along with Danny Riehm. So far, Davis Martin has been really good. He's allowed just 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 4. And here in the bottom of the third, he'll deal with Ron Franklin, Zach Cook, and Luke Lacoste. Franklin, the sophomore, has been really good offensively. .329, a homer, 22 driven in. That's in the 9-hole. Pitch on the way. Took a strike. Martin has been getting ahead of hitters consistently. Look at the third baseman, Conroy. He's way in on the grass. He's still in, not as much now. The 0-1 pitch. Corks it into right center field. Hit pretty well. Center fielder's there. And making the catch, reaching up, was Musso for the out. Franklin hit it pretty well. But a good job by Musso to get into the gap for out number 1.
Yeah, Franklin drove that ball well into the right center gap. And a nice job on Musso to keep moving, keep sprinting, because the wind was pushing that ball and it wasn't as easy of a play.
Zach Cook struck out swinging his first time. First pitch. Breaker dips low. Again, when Martin misses, he's not missing by much. Sure indication of him being on his game tonight. Fastball, that's hit in the same direction. It's probably the same result. I mean, oh my goodness. Musso doesn't handle it, and Cook ends up at second. Was the same place. I mean, that was like an instant replay. But that time, he might have overran it a little bit, Danny.
Yeah, it looked like, maybe that wind pushed it. That wind is ripping right now out there. And you can see the flags. It looked like he might have overrun it. That wind just kind of pushed it back behind him. Couldn't get his hips back around to make the catch.
2-base error gives Rummel a chance, and Cook's going to run his own bases. That answers the question. Luke Lacoste will bat. Popped out to short as the lights are on here at Kirsch-Rooney Stadium. You're right. The wind's picked up again.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Those flags are blowing hard. So I got to believe that was a wind-induced error.
Wind-induced. I like it. Attaboy. Stand up for those outfielders. Way to go. Showed bunt, took a strike. Interesting there. In an RBI situation. Saw the third baseman back. Now he is the best bunter on the team.
I mean, the way those flags are blowing right now, Ken, that's a jet stream out there. I mean, those things are whipping right now.
A lot of hitting room through the right side for Lacoste here. 0-1 the count, pitch on the way. He went that way, straight up in the air, and that's a short. Ray sees it, caught it. I mean, that's the second time he's popped out exact same way to Ray.
Spot, yep.
So 2 gone, big out of chain by Martin trying to pitch around the arrow. And now he deals with Evan Francione, who walked his first time, and Joey Latino will visit the mound. You have a base open now. It's an interesting decision. Francione's hitting 126 points more than Ball, but Ball single to right his first time. So, again, with a base open, same kind of situation we talked about with Ray earlier. And by the way, Ray got a hit, drove in a run. It wasn't hit very well, but it mattered, didn't it?
Right. Yeah, it was huge. With his speed, he was able to make that play really tough on Beck at third base for Rummel. But anytime a base is open, you want to have a plan of attack. If it falls away from you, then you can always have some comfort in that base being open there. So I'm sure that's what Joey Latino is talking about, how we want to approach this hitter with the base open and what the plan is if they fall behind.
Major league pitchers can unintentionally pitch around hitters and hit their spots. Not as easy at this level. That's kind of the point I was alluding to earlier. The old, well, let's not give him anything good to hit. Okay, coach, I'm trying. You know what I mean? Not easy. There's Francione, who's driven in 22. Quick with speed away from second. Breaking ball hit to short for Ray. Plenty of time. The gun is man, and he throws it high, and he's safe, and a run scores, and it's 1-1. So defense lacking in this game on both sides early on. Throw was high. First baseman Lee tried to stretch to pull it in, and in doing so, couldn't handle it. Has to be an error on the shortstop, Nick Ray. So we're tied at 1.
Yeah, kind of a wild-looking throw when it left Ray's hand. I thought Marshall Lee was still going to have a chance to step to it and make the catch, but he just couldn't do it, and it got away from him. So both teams now have pretty much given the other side a run.
Lyle Ball, single to right his first time, and again they'll check the speedy Francione.
You'll take them any way they want to come at this point in the season.
Picked him off, breaks for second, throw there's on the money, and he's out. So inning over. This has not been a very pretty game between two pretty good teams so far. A run on the inning with no hits, 2 errors, nobody left. After 3, we're tied at 1, and you're watching the Division I quarterfinals at SportsNOLA.com. Tied at 1 as we head to the 4th. Ken Trahan, Danny Riehm. Marshall Lee will start it for Jesuit here in the 4th. Serio and Conmore to follow against Cook, who's making his 60th pitch, and it's outside. Lee struck out looking in the first inning. St. Paul's leading at Catholic 2-0, bottom of the 3rd. Game 1 of that series. 2-0 as he's high to lead. And last half inning, 4 hitters against Davis Martin, only saw 7 pitches. Rummel taking a decidedly different approach against him. Ball 3. So 3-0 to Lee.
You don't want to walk the leadoff guy. You were just able to tie the game up kind of on some gifts from the Jesuit Blue Jays. You don't want to let the leadoff guy get on as a strike.
And it's 3-1. Three balls and a strike and another on the way. And it's 3-2. It's a good take for Lee. I mean, you're leading off an inning. They can throw strikes. Full 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cook working quickly. Lee hangs in there. Payoff pitch. Foul back to the screen. Good pass at a fastball. Shadows starting to creep a little bit more out there, so hitters should see the ball a little bit better. Haven't seen the best swings thus far, have we?
No, we haven't. A lot of these hitters haven't looked very comfortable today, and it may have something to do with those shadows. And, of course, there's good arms on the mound as well. There's that leadoff man reaching. That goes a long way when it comes to scoring.
Well, these are two teams that look like they haven't played in 2 weeks so far, right?
Yeah, this playoff situation is not the easiest thing in the world. And, you know, no disrespect here, but, you know, Rummel playing McKinley and Jesuit playing St. Aug, even though St. Aug competed very well against Jesuit, it's still not what you're used to seeing in the state playoffs. So, I mean, this is really the first time that.
And that was my point, is the competition. Ball high, no disrespect at all of those teams.
This is really the first time that these teams are playing, you know, a real intense type opponent in a while, in about 2 weeks or so.
Serio squares to bunt and missed it. Snap throw to first, runner back, 1-1.
You know, it's crazy to say this, but like Holy Cross, for example, they had a bye.
Yes.
They played a Navy Gold series against each other. Probably got better work than some of the teams playing in the bracket got.
I think that's accurate. Chasing him back one more time.
Yeah, something's going to have to give with this new playoff scenario.
Marshall Lee with 5 stolen bases. Has a good lead, I might add, though. He's got a foot out on that grass. The cutout area. Showed bunt early. Took it high, 2-1. So Cook, who struggled in the first with his command, settled down since then, but he's walked the leadoff man, and he's 2-1 to Serio here in the fourth. 2 balls and a strike. Shows bunt early and missed it. It's 2-2. Third time Denny's is thrown down to first.
You got to get guys over. Can't be bunting through strikes. Not in a game like this. 1-1 in the fourth. Coach calls upon you to get the bunt down. You got to get it on the ground, move runners.
2 balls and 2 strikes, and Cook is set. And down, so it's full 3-2. See if they want to start lead 3-2. Doubt it this early in the inning, but we'll see. Not going. Payoff. Struck him out. That's 8 strikeouts for Cook. Second time he's gotten Serio. 1 gone for Hunt Conroy. Grounded out to second in the second inning.
Well, that's a big deal, and that shows you how important not getting the bunt down was for Rummel. They're a ground ball away from being out of the inning. Jesuit could have been in a position where they were a base hit away from scoring a run. So
good breaking ball, 0-1.
That's a big flip when you go from trying to bunt a guy over to striking out.
To right, that's going to be a base hit. Rounding second, Lee, he'll check in there. So it's going to be first and second with 1 out, a chance for the Blue Jays as Conroy came in hitting 190, goes the other way for a knock.
That's the thing. If you get that bunt down, there's a good chance you just scored your second run, because that was one of those base hits where off the bat you knew it was going to find grass.
Correct.
You could have been rocking and rolling, probably easily would have been waved home.
Now a real opportunity for Bryce Musso, who was hit by a pitch and scored the only run for the Blue Jays in the second inning. That's the second hit of the game for Jesuit.
It's really the great thing about this game, Ken, is that, you know, if you really understand it, every single pitch means something. Every single pitch makes a difference. When things do happen, when they don't happen, over the course of the game, all those little things add up. Musso with 2 on, 1 out.
Took it high. Only stress-free inning for Cook was the third. Back in the soup, as it were, here in the fourth. And the 1-0 pitch showed bunt, took a strike. And you say, what are you thinking about there? Well, it's easy. You're trying to get fielders moving, get their attention, draw them in, perhaps try to slap it by them. And look at Beck at third. He's in on the grass. Has to respect it. There's the 1-1. And there it is, slowly, like a bunt. Tough chance. Backhand Cook, he made a heck of a play. Well, that's what happens when you got a shortstop pitching,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Athlete on the mound right there. That's not a very easy play, and he made it look easy. A lot of athleticism on the mound shown right there.
Yeah, because that's not unlike the two rollers they've had already that hitters reach safely on. Speaking of which, Nick Ray had the last, and now once more, Nick Monica is faced with the base open, and what do you do with Ray? Here we go again, right? This time with two runners in scoring position with 2 outs. And I understand at the high school level, if you walk them, you load the bases, and then you're worried about, well, another base on balls or a hit batsman scores a run. But at the same time, when you're talking about a premier hitter like Ray, I think you got to give it some serious thought. How's that?
No, I mean,
I sound like a politician.
No, I mean, you're looking at the statistics. Torrey's about 90 points below Ray as far as batting average is concerned. I mean, that right there lends itself to at least being very, very careful here and pitching around him.
Ray drove in the only run. Now, it was an infield hit. It wasn't hit hard at all, but here's a big situation, and Ray took it high and away. Again, they don't have to come into him here. As you mentioned, they can just try to get him to chase, but again, if you do that, you can't make a mistake.
Can't make a mistake.
1-0 the count.
Pitching around guys doesn't work if you throw it out over
and
the
there it is again, down and out. So 2-0. Now do you think about putting him on, falling behind in the count? No indication from the dugout. 2-0 to Nick Ray. And now 3-0, and I think you just put him on here, don't you? And that's what they're going to do. So Ray will get the intentional pass.
That was the intentional walk.
The danger there is that you're trying to get him to chase out of the zone. If you throw one
you make a mistake,
out of the zone, you make a mistake, the run scores. So now you get Michael Torrey in a big situation with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Reached on an error in the first, fly to right in the second. So he's put the ball in play both times. And Cook's going to work from the full windup this time. Remember, worked from the stretch last time with the bases loaded. And his first to Michael Torrey. Ooh, pretty good pitch. Breaking ball called the ball. 1-0 the count. A lot of oohs and ahs there. And the 1-0. Up the middle. What a play by Cook. Again, your best athlete happens to be on the mound tonight, and he makes 2 good plays in that inning. And Jesuit again strands the bases loaded. No runs and a hit. They lead 3. They've left 7 already. Bottom of the 4th coming, still tied at 1 in the Division I quarterfinals here at SportsNOLA.com. Bottom of the 4th inning, we're tied at 1. It will be Lyle Ball, Charlie Beck, and Lane LeBlanc for Rummel against Davis Martin, who's Used 43 pitches in 3 innings, not a high total. He's kept that economical. He's given up only the one unearned run. Beck takes a hot one for a strike, so again he gets ahead. That's been Martin's MO tonight. Not Beck, but Lyle Ball, who singled to right his first time. Delgado Sonny playing on the field he'll play on in college. Here's the 0-1, high and away, 1-1. Or junior college, as it were. 1-1 to Ball. Back to the screen with an off-speed pitch. It's 2-1. Now, one of the things to watch for as we move forward, Cook has had to use 83 pitches in 4 innings.
It's a lot of pitches.
And you're in the playoffs with an innings situation in play, and the pitches themselves and the wear and tear. 2 balls and a strike time call. Conversely, as mentioned, Martin only at 43 coming into this half inning.
It's a huge difference, and it's definitely something to keep an eye on. You know, in games like this, who has to get into the bullpen first?
To right, and that's down the line of big trouble for Jesuit. Drops for Ball, rounds first. He's going to try for 2. They've got to play. Throw is not in time. Lyle Ball twice has gone the other way. This time with a leadoff double to right in the 4th. Brings a smile to Joe Sherman's face. And now Charlie Beck will bat. Normally, and look at Nick Monica. He's going to talk to Beck. I'm just about to bring that up. Normally, you might think bunt, as Rummel's going to go with Austin Bloom to run for Ball with more speed at second. But here's the issue, Danny. If you bunt, then you've got the lefty-lefty matchup. LeBlanc against Martin, and Martin was very tough on him the first time. So this is a decision to be made by Nick Monica. In a low-scoring game, in a close game, you try to bunt him up, or do you let Beck swing away? My guess is he'll swing. Remember, Beck had the 2-run single against Martin in the first matchup.
You're in the meat of your order right here, so I think you got to believe in your hitters.
Breaker in the dirt. Nice block. Keeps Austin Bloom at second, 1-0. Good block by Sirio. Bloom has swiped 2 bags. Martin steps off. Beck is driven in. 25 on the year. Second on the team. Down in, and what a stop by Sirio again. That's twice he's kept that runner at second with outstanding defensive plays. And what you like most about that is how he just quickly shifted his weight.
Yeah, he's very, very quick back there. Got into the ground, got his body in good position.
Strike called, it's 2-1. Hasn't been behind many hitters. Fell behind here, but got a strike in there. 2 balls and a strike.
Rummel's got 3 shots right here. See if somebody can deliver a big hit.
Now the 2-1, high and away, so it's 3-1. I'm looking back here. He's only had 1 other hitter he's had 3 balls on in the game. That's how good a command Martin's had. Favorable hitters count here, 3-1 pitch. And he fouls it. He got the fastball, and he wasn't able to do damage, and it's full 3-2. That's the pitch you're looking for, 3-1. As mentioned, Beck there, number 2 RBI man to Cook. 2-2 the count. Charlie, a senior. On what is a veteran Rummel team. 3-2 the count. Payoff pitch. Breaker in the dirt. Boy, that's discipline to lay off. It's good at bat. Now the bunt is obviously in order as the left-hander Lane LeBlanc comes to the plate. Tough pitch to lay off. He did. Now LeBlanc in a clear bunt situation. Rolled out to the pitcher his first time. Big opportunity here. Game is even at 1. Hits are even at 2. And LeBlanc bats. See how Jesuit plays it defensively. Third baseman is not cheated in yet. Might keep him back. Shows bunt early. The pitch. And he wisely pulled it back. And another block by Sirio. It's 3 of them, so keep that in mind. Keeping that runner off of third base. 1-0 the count. I'm so impressed with him, watching him defensively all year long, just as you're so impressed with the Rummel catcher that's a freshman. Showed bunt early, took it down and out, 2-0. And again, when you show bunt early, it's because you want to make sure you're comfortable and you can get it down. But in addition to that, it can be distracting to a pitcher.
Sure, no doubt. I mean, there's a lot of pitches that, guy scores around the bunt, you think, hey, throw it at the bat, let us make a play, and they just can't seem to do it.
Shows bunt early. Here's the 2-0. Look out. Fastball sailing up and in, 3-0. Now, if you're Nick Monica, you got to give LeBlanc the take here. Now, he can show bunt, but you got to think he's going to pull it back. 3-0.
Yeah, absolutely taken here. No question.
And there goes LeBlanc, as Nick wants to make sure that they're clear. Lane heads back toward the plate. The junior second baseman. Been a hot hitter late in the season. 3-0 the count. And the pitch. Look out, it's high, not close. So Martin, who's had good command, suddenly has walked 2 in a row, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
With that, Chris Beebe's heading down to the Jesuit pen as Joey Latino's going to come out and stall for some time, let his bullpen get going. Jesuit's in a big-time jam right here.
Yeah, and Joey taking a good amount of time, as you might imagine. Beebe just getting down there, jumps the fence to get there in a hurry. Trying to get it started. Jackson Denny's will be the hitter when play resumes. Lee Blosser's running down that way, too, for Jesuit. Beebe's nowhere near ready. He's not even throwing yet, so this is giving him enough time to be able to get things going. In a long conversation with the base runners, with the hitter, with the infielders, the manager. It's one big confab here is what we're having. The convention breaking up. Runners returning to their bases.
Well, bases loaded, nobody out for Jesuit. Obviously, if your pitcher can try to take care of somebody on his own with a strikeout, that goes a long way. A pop-up on the infield, ground ball, hit hard at a corner. Those would be positive things that Jesuit would be trying to get a comeback to the mound. But this is a tough spot. Bases loaded, nobody out.
He got Denny's looking the first time on a backdoor breaking ball. From the stretch, Martin steps off, so he elects to work from the stretch, which means that's the way he's comfortable in this circumstance. First pitch on the way to Denny's. Breaking ball, cork to left center. That's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run is home, 2 runs will score. Denny's on his way to second. He's there safely with a double, and Rummel leads it 3-1.
Well, that's the problem with the bases loaded. You got to come in the zone. You got to be there. And a lot of times also on top of that, always after you have that mound conference, and a pitcher struggling, what is the coach saying? The coach is saying, hey, we need to get back in the zone. So Rummel not waiting around, not looking to take pitches, looking to deliver, and that's what happened right there.
So the Raiders take their first lead of the game, and they have a chance to play head-on. Cade Rivera struck out looking his first time. Would the bunt be a possibility here? Pitch on the way. Cade got a good swing at it and missed it, 0-1. They really like him. They think he's going to be an outstanding player. But he hasn't hit this year, as I mentioned, because A, he came from basketball, and B, he had a labrum injury.
I'm kind of surprised Jesuit doesn't have possibly the infield in right here. I don't know how many more runs you want to give up to Cook.
Look at where Sirio fielded that ball. All the way at the outside of the right-hander's batter's box. You talk about good catching. That's 1-1. I mean, that pitch was way outside and in the dirt. Rivera fouls it back. It's 1-2. Martin needs the strikeout here. On 1-2. Rivera took a ball outside. It's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. And another. Oh, a delayed strike 3 call. Now, it was a pretty good pitch, but the umpire, you don't see an umpire. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, right? Got him looking, 1 out. It's a big out for Martin. And now Franklin hit the ball pretty well to center his first time. Good catch by Musso. Franklin's a good hitter.
Jesuit,
22 driven in.
Jesuit now has their corner infielders in.
Right.
You've got to do something. You can't just sit back and let them keep adding on.
Strike call to Franklin at 0-1.
I mean, with the way Cook has pitched for Rummel this year and the way he's thrown and the number of strikeouts you have in this game, you gotta be concerned if you get down by 3 or 4.
Franklin took strike 2, so he's taken 2 and he's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes.
You know, these 7-inning games at the high school level, they just go by so fast. Stays
0-2, Franklin.
You know, you've only got, for Jesuit, you've only got 9 offensive outs left. I mean, these 7-inning games, they sneak up on you.
Another 0-2. Franklin fouls it right side. Slicing out of play. You don't want to catch that anyway if you're Jesuit, and he tried to catch the ball. And Danny, that's a situation where you don't want to catch that ball. Not only is one run going to score, but he's crashing into the fence, and the second runner, tagging at the very least, gets to third. Now, it's a great effort. But again, that's not a ball you want to catch when the hitter's got 2 strikes.
Right. I mean, that would have been very easy for both runners to tag and move up.
Still 0-2 to Franklin. Martin from the stretch to the plate. Took a breaker down and in. Pretty good pitch on 0-2. Out of the zone, and a good job by Franklin to lay off. And again fights it off. Impressive by Franklin. He's fouled off 3 pitches with 2 strikes. You love that as a coach, don't you?
Absolutely. Guys in there fighting, 2 strikes, not giving the at-bat away, making the guy work.
Time call.
Time there.
Franklin back in. Big at-bat for both teams here. Pitch to Franklin. Bounced it. Serio got a piece of it. That's enough to keep the runner at third. And it's 2-2 as he continues to shine back there.
He does a good job of being athletic behind the plate, quickly getting his body into position so that when he blocks the ball, he's in a good position. He's got a good angle on the block that the ball stays right out in front of him.
2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 on and 1 out. And Martin is ready. Pitching to Franklin. And a pop-up right side. Right fielder might have a play here. Sefcich is there. He's got it. Runner tags. Here's the throw home. It is not in time. A sacrifice fly for Franklin. And Rummel increases the lead to 4-1. Lane LeBlanc crossing the plate. And that's a good at-bat by Franklin. He was down 0-2 right away.
Follows pitches off. Try to get something he could handle. Gets it to the outfield. Good situational hitting there with a runner on third, less than 2 outs to score that run. It's a big run now, 4-1.
Now with 2 outs, you face the best hitter on the team, Cook. He's 0-2, reached on an error, scored a run in the third. Look out. Airmailed it outside and high, 1-0. Boy, Martin had great command into this inning, and he just hasn't had it this inning.
The wheels have come off in this inning for Jesuit.
Cook, big swing and a miss. Cook suddenly thought he was Giancarlo Stanton there. 1-1 the count.
Cook thought he was 6'2" on that count.
That's what you love about him. I mean, he listed at 5'8", 142. That might be generous. 1-1 the count. Here's another in the dirt. And there's Serio again. Boy, what a luxury for Joey Latino to call pitches with this kid behind the plate.
Oh, no doubt. It's absolutely great when you know that you've got a human wall behind the plate and you can go with the pitches you really want to go with, because it's not easy when you got to sit there and throw fastballs all day.
2-1 pitch, sails outside. It's 3-1. And this is what you call a lookout pitch if you're Davis Martin. Got their best hitter and leading RBI guy at the plate. So you don't have to throw the box fastball here, do you? In particular with the guy on deck who you've gotten out twice. 3-1 the count. ball four, and he went off speed. And I think that's exactly what Joey Latino was thinking. And that's sound thinking, because you cannot allow another run here if you're Jesuit, can you?
You don't really want to get behind by any more. I mean, you've only got 9 offensive outs left, and Cook starting to come into form.
And now Cook with 2 outs is going to go to the bench and be ready to pitch, which means Peyton Hancock will run at first. And here is Luke Lacoste, who's twice popped up off the end of the bat to short. Here it is. Foul back. He had a good cut at that pitch, 0-1. They go to the bottom of the 5th. St. Paul's 2, Catholic nothing in Baton Rouge.
Could be a big upset in the works.
No balls and a strike on Lacoste, who's driven in 19. Future Loyola Wolfpack member. Fastball away, 1-1. Always like saying that, my alma mater.
Yeah,
Faust has done a nice job. He got a good win over Bethel yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that, and he's got a nice recruiting class with a lot of good local players coming in next year.
Strike called, it's 1-2, and it's not easy. I mean, he doesn't have scholarships by and large, and it's not cheap to go there.
No, it's not, but, you probably agree. I've always said that the Catholic League players are going to have to be a big part of the Loyola baseball
And another
program.
pop-up to guess who? I mean, that's amazing. 3 times Lacoste has popped out to Nick Ray, and the inning is over. Rummel has its inning, 3 runs, and they do it on a couple of hits, no errors, and the Raiders strand 2. They've left 4, and after 4, it's Rummel 4 and Jesuit 1. And this is the Division I quarterfinals at SportsNOLA.com. Four runs, 3 hits, 1 error. 4 men left for Rummel. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors. 7 left for Jesuit as we go to the 5th. So far, that's kind of been the story. The missed opportunities for Jesuit. Had the bases loaded in the 1st with 1 out, did not score. Bases loaded in the 4th with 2 outs, did not score. And here's Steven Sefcich, heart of the order. Tulane commit his fan twice against Cook, who has 8 strikeouts. To go with 4 walks and a hit batsman. He has not been, it's kind of a weird game for Cook. While he's been overpowering at times, he's also struggled with his command at times. And delivers a strike to Sefcich on his 84th pitch of the game.
Well, Jesuit's going to have to respond right here. Just gave up 3. You need to try to erase some of those.
Sefcich does with a line drive single to center. So the leadoff man aboard. That's clearly the best struck ball by Jesuit in this game. Tulane signing aboard with nobody out. Mark Tebers will bat. Well, keep in mind, too, that no more shadows and sunlight to deal with if you're the hitters. It's now a good hitting background. Coincidentally, Rummel just scored 3, and there's a solid single by Sefcich, and here's Tebers. Hits are even at 3 now. This is in the dirt, and there's a nice block by Denny's. Zachary 2, North Shore nothing. Top of the 2nd in 5A. Denny's tried to frame it, didn't get the call, 2-0. Again, they have Tebers as a dead pull hitter. 2 balls and no strikes. Franklin cheats up the middle. Center fielder Lacoste in right center. Second baseman LeBlanc about as far over as you can go and still have a chance to get to the bag on a force play.
Yeah, he's a ways away.
He really is. And again, just missing, and it's 3-0. And now if you're Tebers, you got to make Cook throw one here.
for some reason Tay Bears would hit a ground ball on the left side, it's going to take LeBlanc a while to get to the base. I don't think you're going to have any chance of turning it.
I agree. Snap throw to first, runner back. Yeah, that's the whole trick when you're playing the hitter but not playing the situation. And that's a strike called. It's 3-1. Tay Bears wisely took it. Borderline pitch. Cook got the call. 3 balls and a strike.
Jesuit trying to build an inning. That's what they've got to do right here. Try to respond to that 3 spot that Rummel just put up.
The 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2. Sepsich can run some. 7 stolen bases. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Grounds it foul. Stays alive. Holding at 3-2 on Tay Bears. And another payoff. Ball 4, 2 on, nobody out, so Jesuit has its opportunity. And that's 5 walks and a hit batsman for Cook.
And no action.
No action yet in the Rummel bullpen, and now a decision for Joey Latino. Do you bunt? Well, he's going to pinch hit is what he's going to do. And you know he's sending the hitter up likely to bunt because it's Tripp Leday. So Leday's coming up here to get these runners advanced.
Well, you did say earlier when we were talking that Leday had a couple base hits against Cook in an earlier meeting. So
they had just 4 hits in the game against Cook the first time, and 2 were by Leday. But clearly, he's up there to bunt him over here. Or bunt him up. Nobody out. Squares, pops it back to the screen, 0-1. No balls and a strike. Really good crowd tonight, but we expected that. Same 2 teams tomorrow at 3 p.m. live at SportsNOLA.com in Game 2. Breaking ball just missed the outer edge, 1-1.
Joey Latino's mindset here is, I guess, to get these guys over and try to chip away at the lead. Because, you know, but if you scored both of these base runs, you're still down by 1, but at least you've cut into the lead.
And there's the bunt toward first, but it is foul. So it's now a ball and 2 strikes. Now if you're Coach Latino, who just kind of hangs his head there, do you keep the bunt on or do you take it off here?
This is the second time they've tried to sacrifice bunt and move guys up, and they haven't had a whole lot of luck with it. But, I mean, in this situation, if that's the plan, I'm bunting all 3 strikes. If we're bunting, we're bunting.
1-2 the count on Leday. Runners away first and second. Pitch from Cook. Swinging and missing on a hook. 1 out. So that's a missed opportunity. Again, Jesuits had 2 opportunities to bunt and advance runners, and they haven't executed either time. Here's Marshall Lee, who struck out and walked. See if he can pick up his teammates.
See, I think you make a decision right there what you're trying to do. And if the goal, if the end game right there was to move those guys up, I say you bunt all 3 strikes.
Here's Lee. There's a fast strike. It's 0-1. It has been a laborious effort for Cook here this evening.
Which is kind of a weird feel to this game in general.
Really, I mean,
it doesn't. And it's probably because of this bracket.
I agree.
But it just does not feel like
swing and a miss. 0-2. Well, you've seen each other twice. You know each other extremely well.
There's a lack of intensity in the stands. I mean,
that too, for this rivalry. You're right.
It's a very calm atmosphere. I mean, normally the playoffs are pretty rowdy.
And the 0-2. Trying to show him a breaker, but it's down and out, 1-2. That was a show-me pitch there. Whatever he wants to get him out with is going to be what comes next. 1-2 the count on Lee. And another from Cook. Ooh, he tried to nail the inside corner, just missed. 2-2, but I love the pitching pattern. Breaking ball away, fastball in. Evens the count at 2-2. And another. And he's high. So now it's 3-2. So from being ahead of him, 0-2, it's 3-2 now. This becomes a pretty big pitch. Jesuit shows a pinch hitter on deck, by the way. It's Alex Watermeyer in the on-deck circle. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. Payoff pitch. Ball 4, bases loaded. So here's the right description for Cook tonight. He's gettable. I mean, he is not as sharp as we've seen him this year, despite the 9 strikeouts. And that is now 6 walks issued by Cook and a hit batsman. How many chances can Jesuit get? Alex Watermeyer will bat for Syrio.
Joey Latino trying to find the hot stick. Somebody that can deliver here. Going to give Watermeyer the opportunity. Another situation, Jesuit had it earlier in the game. Bases loaded, less than 2 outs. Maybe their luck will be better this time around as they're trying to cut into this lead.
And there's Nick Monica to the mound. That's another indication of how Cook's not sharp. He had him 0-2 and lost him. I mean, he had him set up. Jesuit bullpen continues busy with Chris Beebe, who's been throwing
Matt Villa's heading down to start tossing a little bit in the Rummel pen.
That's key because Villa figures to be their Game 2 starter. So
Game 1's a big deal in the 3-game series.
To me,
I mean, all you got to do is play 500 baseball after that.
It's not. Yeah, it's not everything, but it's big. In particular, if you don't win with your best pitcher, because now and that's exactly what we're talking about here. Villa's now become Rummel's second starter, and now he's got to get ready in this situation because if you're Nick Monica, you know you can't let this get away when you're in this situation. And Alex Watermeyer is up in a big situation here. He's a .250 hitter with an RBI. Batted just 4 times on the season officially, 1 for 4. Catcher by trade. Bases loaded, 1 out. Watermeyer waits. Cook's going to work from the stretch. And he pitches. Watermeyer fouls it out of play. So he went up hacking. It's 0-1.
That's what he's in there to do. I mean, he's in there to try to find a gap.
No balls and a strike. Sun's setting here in the City Park region of New Orleans. 0-1 the count. And the pitch. And again popped up. Out of play. That's 0-2, same direction. And Watermeyer swinging twice, and he's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Conroy on deck. Beebe in the bullpen. Bases full of Blue Jays. Tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate. The 0-2. Breaking ball hit to left. Left fielder over toward the gap is there for the catch. Runner tags from third. He will score. And it's a 4-2 ball game. So Watermeyer comes off the bench in particular. 0-2 in the count. Does an excellent job.
Yeah, just to get that second run in. Make it a 4-2 game. You're inching your way back into it. So that takes one of those runs that Rummel just scored in the bottom of the 4th off the board. And we always talk about trying to erase those runs as quick as you can.
Hunt Conroy singled to right in the 4th. He's 1 for 2.
Now this would be real big if Conroy can deliver and you make it a 4-3 game.
Runners first and second, 2 outs. And the pitch to Conroy. Up and away, ball 1. Inability of Cook to throw strikes consistently has built his pitch count to triple digits here. 1-0 the count. How long can he go? Here's the 1-0. Way outside and high, 2-0. Catholic High just scored 2. They've tied St. Paul's 2-2, top of the 6th. 2 balls and no strikes. And another, 2-1. And the other thing about Jesuit hitters is they've made Cook throw pitches tonight. They have not swung out of the zone often at all. Good approach. 2-1 the count. And another. And it's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 outs. Cook thinks about bluffing, so he turns and lets Tiber's know I'm in the neighborhood. Shortstop and second baseman have been well off the bag. They peel off again. Foul back to the screen. Just a utility swing there to stay alive by Conroy on a high heater. Holding at 2-2. And now 3-2. That's a big pitch because now the runners go. And with a pitcher that's scuffled with his command, if you're Conroy, you got to be sitting dead red here at 3-2. Beebe comes into the dugout, so we expect to see him in the next half inning. Runners will take off. There they go. Payoff pitch. Ball 4 low. Bases loaded. And Cook has walked his 7th. And now Musso with an even bigger opportunity. How many bases loaded chances will Jesuit have in this game? It's going to be Andrew Cashman who's going to hit here. So Cashman to hit for Musso, and he's a 360 hitter with 11 RBI. So good move by Joey Latino here to go for it with Cashman.
The pitch hitter, number 19, Andrew Cashman.
So here's Cashman. As mentioned, good hitter. Numbers reflect that. It's 3 walks in the inning. And now we'll get a runner at second base as well. Joey Latino pushing every button as Matt Alexander will run at second. For Lee. That's big because he's the tying run.
Well, you can bet if Cashman delivers here, if Joey Latino can take a chance to tie it, you're going to do it.
Cashman waits. Cook is pitching. And missed a fastball, 0-1. St. Charles Catholic defeated Dunham 4-3 in game 1 of that series.
Wayne Stein's got the Comets rolling again.
And the Dunham's a good team. It's a good win. Here's the 0-1 pitch. High and away. It's 1-1. St. Thomas More beats St. Michael 3-2. Big win there for the Cougars. Parkview Baptist shut out University Lab, the home team, 5-0. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And check swing following a breaker. It's 1-2. Here's one that certainly gets your attention. The 12th seed Catholic New Iberia beat Riverside by the score of 5-4. One and two the count. Bases loaded. 2 outs. And another pitch from Cook. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball got Cashman. Inning over. Jesuit climbs closer with a run. They do it on 1 hit. No errors, 3 left. Jesuit has stranded 10 men as we go to the bottom of the 5th. It remains Rummel 4, Jesuit 2. You're watching the Division I quarterfinals here at SportsNOLA.com. Bottom of the 5th. What has been a strange game. Rummel 4, Jesuit 2, Ken Trahan, Danny Riehm. Because you look at the numbers on Cook, it's remarkable. Boy, I say, wow, he's overpowering. He's fanned 10 guys in 5 innings. That's true. But he's also walked 7 and hit a batter. And he's thrown 116 pitches in 5 innings.
Man, that's a lot of pitches. That's a lot of pitches. I got to believe that Nick Monica's probably looking to go to Villa.
And if you're Nick Monica, you're thinking, I think I need more.
Absolutely.
Evan Francione leads it off.
never stopped scoring.
And just missed hitting him. 1-0 the count as the new pitcher for Jesuit. Here's BB takes over for Davis Martin, who went 4 innings. Couldn't win the game. He could lose. Strike call, 1-1. A little bit of a sidearm look from BB, three-quarter arm. Makes it difficult on right-handers. Pick up the ball. BB, 3-2 and a 3.23 earned run average on the year. Francione waits for the 1-1. Here it is. Changed up and he hit it a long way to left, but pulled it toward the line. Left fielder on the run is there. Almost overran it. Torrey made the catch, round number 1. Francione got out in front of it, got it off the end of the bat.
I really believe, Ken, that this wind is playing a factor today. I mean, those flags are still blowing hard, and that ball was up in the air a while. I think it's just the ball's getting pushed on these outfielders, and it's happening very late. It's happening as the ball descends, and it's making the plays difficult in the outfield.
Toward third, Conroy guns him. So quickly 2 outs, ball retired for the first time.
This is what the doctor ordered if you're Jesuit. They try to get a quick one, get back in the dugout. You just made it 4-2.
Number 11, third baseman, Charlie Beck.
So here's Charlie Beck, who struck out, walked, and scored. Got a note here. I want to pass something along here as we speak. Pitch on the way. That's high for ball 1. Rivers recruits. Those who have been around watching Rummel games this year know he's a young man that's in a wheelchair that's kind of their team manager. Not able to be here tonight. Ill, and our prayers are with him and his family. Sorry you couldn't be here tonight. Get well soon and hope you're enjoying the game. Slicing towards second. Booted. Recovered. Throws. Safe. So the third error by Jesuit. It's just not been a pretty game. These are two teams that are simply better than they've played tonight.
One of the things in baseball, and it's, in basketball, momentum's very obvious. In football, it can be very obvious. In baseball, there's a big momentum factor. And, Jesuit had just made it 4-2. They were moving along pretty well in this inning. You get an easy ground ball there, and you kick it, and it just kind of takes the wind out of your sails.
Strike call to LeBlanc, 0-1.
So important to play good defense and keep that energy and keep that momentum in a game when you have it.
Jesuit bullpen busy again. Throw to first, runner back. Might be Christian Hess down there, who looks so good against Rummel in the Jesuit win against the Raiders this year. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off speed, rip to right. Into the corner, that is a foul ball. That would have played it a run. Ball hooked it foul, just a loud foul, and it's 0-2.
That's why, you've got to make, when you have the opportunity to make plays, you got to make the plays. You just got to do it. Championship teams make those plays. They get themselves right back in the dugout. They keep feeling good about themselves. They string the positive things together. And, that's just a perfect example right there. As you mentioned, if that ball that LeBlanc just hit gets down in fair territory, you went from being in the dugout to Rummel putting that run right back on the board that you just got. So
throw to first to chase Beck back. Beck's only stolen 2 on the year, not one of their real runners per se. Zachary continues to lead North Shore 2-0, bottom of the 4th in 5A in the quarterfinals. Game 1. 0-2 the count. And another. In the dirt. Late break, and that'll be a good job running. It's a secondary lead and a stolen base because he ran a delayed steal. Not on the ball in the dirt. He just ran and went. So Beck is at second. Now a base hit could plate him. That's why it's important. Kind of caught Serio off guard. Ball was down, but he kind of hurried to try to grab it and could not.
Well, delay steal, if it's executed right, it can be really tough to see. A lot of times the first baseman never sees it. You'll delay steal on a team, and the coaches will start yelling at the first base, hey, why didn't you say anything? He didn't see it. If you execute a delay steal the right way, it's very difficult.
Ball out in front of that pitch. Hacks it foul, right side, and out of play. So it holds 0-2. Sure looks like he's in a polo ball, doesn't he?
All indications.
Holding 0-2. LeBlanc back in. Beck with his lead and breaker. What another nice play by Sirio. How many times have we said that? It's 2-2. Again, what you love about him is the way he's athletic and shifts his weight. He's in front of everything. You never see him reaching for anything, do you? Never.
No, he's a good active catcher, getting after it on every pitch, ready to get in the ground and block the ball up.
2-2 pitch, and they fouled it out of play. Pretty good battle here between Beebe and LeBlanc, and it holds at 2-2. Winner of this series will play John Curtis Christian, the top seed in Division I. They swept Evangel 12-2 and 8-2. That will be in Sulphur on Thursday afternoon. 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Another block. Runner for third. That's a dangerous try, but he read it well. And Beck with good base running is at third. Why is that important? Because another one that gets away could score him. But, of course, Sirio's blocking everything up. 3-2 the count. It's a wild pitch. Three balls and two strikes. Payoff pitch to LeBlanc. Swinging a ground ball to second. And a boot. And Rummel takes a 5-2 lead. Tay-Bears doesn't handle it. That's going to be the fourth error for Jesuit in the game.
Jesuit just not looking overly inspired this afternoon. I mean, that's two pretty easy ground ball plays that Tay-Bears has not been able to make a play on this inning. That run that you just got back to make it 4-2 and make yourself feel like you were trying to inch your way back into the game, you just gave it right back to them.
Especially important since you don't figure Cook's going to be out there much longer. Here's Denny's, who had the big hit of the game for Rummel. A 2-run double in the fourth. He's 1 for 2. Missed inside. Beebe did 1-0. Beebe has done nothing to hurt himself. He's done his job.
I was getting ready to say that same exact thing, that Beebe came in relief for you and really did everything you could ask for, getting ground balls on your infield.
There's another one to third. Throw across the diamond is low, and it's wide. Runner for third. He'll stop there. So it ends up being first and third, 2 outs, and that's 5 errors for the Blue Jays. And how often do you say that about a Jesuit baseball team?
Good defense is a hallmark of Jesuit baseball over the years, and this is not a very good performance. 5 errors on the scoreboard.
Patrick Meehan will run for Denny's at first. And now Cade Rivera, who's batted twice, struck out looking twice, but that was against the left-hander, Martin. Stretch. And the pitch. Chopper. Looked like it was off the foot. Where's the call? I mean, you got to make a call, don't you? 0-1 the count. I mean, the hitter knew it, but because he didn't hear a call, he then started to run, and then you heard the howling from the crowd, and, of course, he was called back. 0-1 the count. Runners away from the corners. Got him. Picked him off by a mile. Boy, what a terrible. I mean, this has just been hard to watch, hasn't it? I mean, you just took yourself out of the inning, and not even close. Rummel gets a run on no hits, 2 errors, 1 left. They've stranded 5 after 5. Raiders 5, Blue Jays 2. This is the Division I quarterfinals at SportsNOLA.com.
Shortstop, number 12.
On to the sixth inning. Raiders 5 and the Blue Jays 2. Ken Trahan, Danny Riehm, Zach Cook on the mound with 116 pitches, pitching to the top of the order. Villa is throwing with a purpose in the bullpen. Ray has been on all 3 times, and he took a strike. Ray has walked, singled, an infield hit that plated a run, and he was passed intentionally in the 4th. Top of the order for the Blue Jays in the 6th. 0-1. Just missed the inside edge, 1-1. Ray kind of leaning out over the plate there. That was a pretty good pitch. 1-1 the count. Starts with that open stance, but he closes up. Here it comes. And it's a fly ball to right. Now again, the wind's working on it. It's carrying, and they're not going to catch that.
Nope.
That's off the wall. Ray to second as a double. Now he's on his way to third. Here's the throw. He is going to be there safely with a leadoff triple in the 6th inning. Nick Ray getting it done. Here come the Blue Jays.
It's a jet stream up there right now. That ball is really getting pushed, and you could see that thing was going to carry up against the 370 sign out in right center. It's a little spark of life for Jesuit as they try to overcome the defensive miscues.
And now Michael Torrey, who has reached on an error, flied out, grounded out. Cook's going to work from the stretch, and you wonder how long Cook is for the game at this stage. There's a smash up the middle, a base hit, and it's a 5-3 ball game as Torrey singles home the run. Jesuit will have the tying run at the plate with nobody out. Torrey with his 13th RBI of the year. And here comes Nick Monica, and that might do it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it for Cook. He's over 120 pitch mark now, and Jesuit's got a little life here. Well, I tell you what, how big is it now, that run that Jesuit just gave Rummel
gigantic
back? Man.
5 innings plus for Cook. Could win, cannot lose. He departs, not one of his sharper efforts. But as always, this young man competes like nobody. I mean, he's just a tremendous competitor. Departs, and the freshman Matt Villa will be trusted with the game.
He's actually got, yeah, here comes Villa. Franklin was joking around like he was going to get on the bump.
Well, now you got to expect Cook's going to play short, so they're going to move people around. That's what's going to happen. Cook's going to go to short. Looks like LeBlanc's going to go to the outfield to keep him in the lineup, right? And then you're going to have Franklin likely at second, I would think, as Matt Villa takes over for the Raiders in the 6th with a 2-run lead. Five hits now for the Blue Jays in the game. Can't close the book on Cook yet. He had one of those strange outings. 7 walks, a hit batsman, a wild pitch, but 10 strikeouts. And now Matt Villa, yet another one of the Kitty Corps. Freshman pitcher in for the Raiders. Villa on the year. Record is 3-2. Earned run average 2.86. He has 2 saves. This is a save opportunity. 36 2/3 innings pitched, 31 hits, 20 runs, 15 earned. He's walked 10. He struck out 37, and he's hit 4 batters. So pretty good control for Villa. He has a good breaking ball. We've seen that every time we've seen him pitch. And he did pitch against Jesuit in Game 2 of the series during the regular season. Started off gangbusters in that game. That's a game Lacoste couldn't get out of the first. Lacoste went 1/3 of an inning, and Villa had to come in. He struck out 5 in 3 innings, but Jesuit got to him for 3 earned runs. Second time through the lineup in that game. So Franklin plays second, as mentioned. Cook goes to short. And LeBlanc goes to right. So LeBlanc right for Stradling. Cook to short, Franklin to second, and here is Sefcich at the plate. Sefcich a base hit and a run scored. He's 1 for 3. Pitch on the way. There's that hook, and it's a strike call. No doubt that's his out pitch. Young man has battled some ACL issues and been very good for Nick Monica. Breaking ball beat foul, and it's 0-2. Triple by Nick Ray. RBI single Michael Torrey. 5-3 game.
Jesuits trying to answer right back, trying to get some momentum built again. They'd be in better shape if they could have played a little bit better defense, but
fastball fouled out of play, holding 0-2.
It is what it is at this point. You just got to try to find a way to win in the playoffs. At this point in your season, doesn't really matter how pretty or ugly a win is. A win's a win, and in a 3-game series, as we've talked about, it's huge if you can get that first win.
Sepsich on 0-2. Rolls it toward the left side. Base hit. Blue Jays have it going. Didn't hit it hard, but he found the green space. Rolled it through the hole. 2 on, nobody out. Tying runs are aboard for Mark Theberge. Well, you make contact, you put it in play. Good things happen.
Yep, put it in play. Make the defense work. Sepsich able to find a hole there with the single to the left.
And now Mark Theberge, and if you're
Joey
Joey Latino, it's a
here.
tough decision to make. He's one of your best hitters, but again, that's the tying run at first base with nobody out. Bunt would make sense here, but he's a good hitter. He's walked twice and fanned in this one. Down a ball, 1-0.
Well, that's the thing. If you're going to bunt, as a coach, you always have to be looking ahead. If I take the bat out of this hitter's hand, who has to get the hit?
Right.
So you have to be comfortable with who you would ultimately be sending up there to get the hit. And if you're not, then sometimes you don't want to take the bat out of a guy's hand.
So the inning begins to look more and more promising for the Blue Jays. 2-0 the count. They've had runners all over the bases in this game. 2-0. Called a ball, 3-0. A pitch away from loading him up with nobody out. Again, that was the thing when Cook's pitch count got elevated. As we said early in the game, it would be a factor, and he could only go 5. And now you've got to trust a freshman.
That's why that 30-pitch first inning was huge, even though it was the first inning. Now you're seeing the effects of it.
Strike called, it's 3-1. And a 33-pitch 5th inning that really did him in. Even though he got out of it with only 1 run, that's what really did him in.
Over 60 pitches in just 2 innings.
Yeah, 63, yeah.
Yep.
3-1 on Theberge.
63 pitches to get 6 outs.
Not a good equation. And he went around it. He went around. It's a good call. It's 3-2.
If he would have made contact, it would have been a double.
3-2 the count.
Bat was out in front of the plate.
Yeah. Surprised it went to appeal. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, nobody out. Theberge will compose himself and get back in, making Villa wait. No action in either bullpen. This one belongs to Villa and Beebe. Payoff pitch. Backdoor breaking ball struck him out. Boy, that's a big pitch and a big sequence. Theberge has just been thrown out of the game. That's another huge loss for Jesuit. The cleanup hitter just got tossed out of the game. Now we can't hear what's being said. Walking away. You hate to see a kid get thrown out when he's walking away back to the umpire, but clearly we don't know what was said. And now the Rummel infielders will go in and try to keep Villa composed, who came back from 3-0 to get the cleanup hitter. It's a big out, 1 out. Well, Villa will bat. Long discussion ends. Now you've lost your second baseman. Now Theberge, you can understand his frustration, Danny. He's a very good player, going to Tulane. He's had a rough game.
He's had a rough game, and I think he just mentally was taking himself out of that at bat. It looked like he was almost looking to walk. He tried to walk on 3 pitches. Okay, you're hitting 4th to hit. You're not hitting 4th to walk. You're hitting 4th to hit, and he kept trying to walk, and the guy kept calling strikes.
Here's Sam Ovella. Breaking ball strike, it's 0-1. Jesuit runs a pitcher down to its bullpen again. No balls and a strike. It's Caden Connect. Looks like he's going to throw for Jesuit. Swing and miss, 0-2.
Ovella's bat has just looked really slow today. I don't know if he's not seeing it well or what it is, but it just seems like the bat is just lagging through the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 on and 1 out.
Villa ready. And pitching. In the dirt. Nice block by Denny's. 1-2 the count. Both coaches smiling, knowing they've got these catchers for quite some time. A ball and 2 strikes. Of course, Denny's can be a very good pitcher, too, so that's a dilemma. Here it is. Breaker down. Good take by Ovella, 2-2. The pitch he's had the trouble with in this game has been the fastball, but Villa's best pitch is the breaking ball. 2-2 the count. Doesn't get the fastball. Takes a 2-out hit from Marshall Lee. Jesuit batters have fanned 12 times.
Well, boy, has this inning changed. And Jesuit had everything going for him, and you get the T-Bears strikeout, the toss. He gets ejected, and completely different complexion now.
Lee stepped out. Pitch way high outside. Lee with 21 driven in. Up in a big spot here. Took a good breaker.
Pitch. Boy, that was a nice, really nice looking breaking ball there.
Well, a great game at Baton Rouge. St. Paul's just was down to their last out, hit a 2-run homer to tie Catholic 4-4, top of the 7th.
And the ball jumps out of that place.
Up the middle, that's going to get through. Oh, Franklin tried to stop it, run's going to score, and it's a 5-4 game on an RBI single by Marshall Lee.
That was a good job there by Joey Latino in the third base box of moving and getting deep so he could stay with that ball and score that runner.
So now Jesuit down to a 1-run deficit, and the tying run is in scoring position for Parker Serio. The difference is you don't have a guy with a fastball to throw it by the hitter in that situation. Lee drives it up the middle. Good job by him. Serio has a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Breaking ball down, 1-0.
What is the high school rule on an ejection? Is T-Bears out for the next game?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I have to check. Swing and a miss. Wave to the breaker, 1-1.
Tyler Sherman.
Yes.
The master of Kirsch-Rooney. 1-game suspension.
Yeah. Oh, that's big. I mean, it's your cleanup hitter.
Thank you, T. Tyler knew the answer.
1-1 the count, 2 on, 2 outs. Villa pitches. Breaking ball swung on and missed. 1-2.
Unlike American Legion, when you're at the mercy of the chairman.
1-2 the count. Serio waits. Runners lead. First and second. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball. Struck him out. Good pitch. Inning over. Jesuit pulls close with 2 runs on 4 hits as they broke out the bats. No errors. They strand 2 more. And in the game, Jesuit has now left a total of 12. Bottom of the 6th, Rummel 5, Jesuit 4. And the Division I quarterfinals at SportsNOLA.com. Bottom of the 6th arrives. Ken Trahan, Danny Riehm. It is Rummel 5, Jesuit 4. And here in the bottom of the 6th, Cade Rivera will lead it off. He was up there when Meehan got picked off to end the last half inning. Jesuit's had just a ton of opportunities, although Rummel's lost 2 runners on the bases as well, and they've missed a few chances. Rivera's batted twice, fanned twice, back up there to start the bottom of the 6th against Chris Beebe. 1-0. Now, the other thing about what Jesuit just did in that half inning, they assure that they'll flip the order. Nick Ray's going to bat in the 7th inning. Strike called, it's 1-1. And that's huge. 1 ball and 1 strike. And another. It's 2-1. Second baseman is now Michael Torrey for Jesuit. They've made changes because of the ejection. 2-1. He hits it in the center. Rivera hit it hard, base hit. Well, they've been telling me all year this kid's really good. He's on with the leadoff single here in the 6th inning. Only the 4th hit of the game for the Raiders. Left fielder for Jesuit now is Mac Miller. So it's Mac Miller playing left field, and Torrey is at second base. And now if you're Nick Monica, how do you play this with Franklin at the plate?
Well, you'd love to get the 6 because you take the sacrifice bunt out of play for Jesuit in the top of the 7th, and he is going to square. Jesuit picks off the first to see if he would show it, and he did.
He did. Franklin had the sacrifice fly. Good at bat in the 4th. He's also flying out. And not far enough. Got to get the bunt out a little bit further than that. It's foul anyway, and it's 0-1. Again, execution imperative. 0-1 on Ron. And again, pushed it foul first base side. The problem is you don't have to be perfect with it when you're not giving yourself any margin for error. You want to get that ball on the grass. You don't need to get it so much toward the line. 0-2 the count. Now you got to think he's swinging because he's a good hitter. Like you said before, if you're up there to bunt and you're a bunter, it's a different situation. This is a hitter, and a good hitter. Right. Came in at 329. 0-2 the count. Beebe takes a long look at Rivera, and he'll gun it over there. Rivera's done a lot of running this year, as we noted. He's a courtesy runner. Just a familiar position for him. He's stolen 6 bags in as many attempts. Oh, 2. Way high and outside. The proverbial waste pitch, 1-2. Zachary 5, North Shore nothing. Top of the 5th. In 5A. 1-2 the count. And another. Toward the left side, Ray to second. Got his force. So he can't get the bunt down. And 1 gone. Jack Cook will bat. Walked, reached on an error, scored a run. He's 0 for 2. Franklin with speed down at first now. And you have to lament the lack of execution in this game. These are 2 teams that are simply not playing real good baseball tonight, but still a compelling game.
You know, Kirk Bullinger, via text message, is
swing and a miss. Delayed steal, and a beautiful job by Franklin. I mean, that's a really good job. That's how you execute a delayed steal.
Delayed steal. They've done a nice job of that. But Kirk Bullinger's telling me via text right now, we'll see what happens, but he's saying that if a player isn't ejected for fighting, which that wasn't, that T-Bears can take an online course and be able to play in the next game.
Take an online course. So he'll be working hard overnight.
He'll be up late. We'll see what happens. Is it a 1-game suspension, or can you take an online course because it was not an ejection for fighting?
Fisted towards short. Ray collects it, checks the runner, guns, out at first on a close play. And he looked out to me. 2 gone. Now, Ray checked the runner. When you do that, and with Cook running, it's going to make it a close play, and it surely was. But it worked out well for Ray. He did his job well. Now it takes a 2-out hit from Lacoste, who 3 times has hit the ball straight up in the air to Nick Ray. That's not his game at all. So here's Lacoste. And here's the pitch. And there's a strike. So BB gets ahead. Martin went 4 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. Walked 3, struck out 5. Cook went 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, earned. Walked 7, struck out 10. Trying to bunt his way on right to the pitcher. Easy chance, and the inning's over. I don't understand that. You've got to drive in a run in that situation. That is not the time to bunt, in my opinion. A hit and a runner stranded, 6 left. Blue Jays down by 1, coming to bat with their last shot, but only down 5-4. You're watching the Division I quarterfinals here at SportsNOLA.com. Last chance for the Blue Jays. They trail 5-4 to Rummel as we go to the top of the 7th. It's going to be Hunt Conroy, to be followed by Bryce Musso, and then Nick Ray against Matt Villa. Came on in the last half inning. Gave up 2 hits. The runs were charged to Zach Cook. Now Villa trying to preserve a 1-run lead. Conroy singled and walked. He's 1 for 2. He's had a good night. Pitches on the way. And that is a strike call. No balls and a strike to Conroy. Villa delivers another. Breaking ball over but high, 1-1.
All right, I have confirmation.
Okay.
Ed Daniels got on the phone with Shane Rigdon.
Right.
There is an online course that
There
he
you
can
go.
complete. And when he completes it, he gets to print a certificate, and he has to bring it to the ballpark with him, and he can play in the next game. So he'll be up late.
3 straight breaking balls, and it's 2-1 to Hunt Conroy. Slowly, tough play. Gonna beat it. Base hit, Conroy. The tying runs on, nobody out on a swinging bunt. How many of those have we seen in this game?
There's been quite a few.
They've all been on the Blue Jays side. Now Musso will be up there in a bunt situation,
No doubt
obviously.
here. You bunt your 9-hole, tying run in the scoring position for Nick Ray to come to the plate with a chance to tie the game.
And another decision if that happens, if you're Nick Monica.
Yeah, but in most cases, you're not going to try to put the go-ahead run on.
I hear you. Musso showing bunt early. And there's the good bunt. That's how you do it. Villa has to get rid of it. They throw it away. Everybody's safe. 2 on, nobody out. And the Blue Jays are set up in prime time here. Well, he just rushed the throw, Danny. Franklin really did a good job to catch that baseball. So that's a sacrifice bunt and a throwing error, allowing the runner to reach. And the ugliness of this game continues.
Hasn't been the prettiest defensive game on both sides.
2 on, nobody out, and now I can't imagine they'll have Ray bunt in this situation.
No, you don't need to. Tying runs in scoring position.
Swinging bunt, single, and then a sacrifice bunt, throwing error. 2 on, nobody out. Nick Ray has tripled, singled, driven home a run. It's 2 for 2, scored a run. And nowhere to put him. At least figuratively, if not literally. And he is bunting, and he took a ball. 1-0 to Ray. Third baseman stayed back, by the way.
See what he does here, if he shows it again or. Yep.
And he bunts it foul. It's 1-1.
I don't know.
1 ball and 1 strike, 2 on and no outs. Jesuit, the tying run at second, and the go-ahead run at first. In a 5-4 game, Rummel clinging to the lead. On 1-1. Villa delivers high, 2-1. The old saying, if he's trying to give you an out, make sure you take it, which means throw the ball in the strike zone. 2-1 the count. He's a breaking ball pitcher, and that's what we've seen. Fastball here went around 2-2.
Jesuit has not looked very good trying to bunt the baseball tonight.
Well, this might be the best thing that could have happened to him. Now Ray is going to have to swing 2-2. And I say that not facetiously, but honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of your best hitters.
He is your best hitter.
Tying runs in scoring
highest
position.
average,
yeah.
Most home runs.
Tying runs in scoring position already.
2-2 pitch toward the middle. That is a base hit to center. Everybody is safe. To throw to third is a strike. What a throw by the center fielder for the out. Wow. Luke Lacoste just got it out at third base with a perfect strike. Remember that. In a game where defense has been lacking, there's a heck of a play.
The old 8-5 put out.
And Ray loses a hit.
You see that all the time.
Yeah, right.
And so Nick Ray singles, and there's nothing to show for it.
And you couldn't blame Conroy because the ball was on a line. It wasn't on the ground. And he had to make sure that ball got through. It's a brutal base running play, isn't it?
Yep.
2 on, 1 out. Michael Torrey, who's single, driven home a run. He's 1 for 4. He's been on twice, scored a run. Strike called, 0-1. What a weird game this has been.
It's been strange. There's been no flow to it whatsoever.
Who knows what's left to see, huh? Nothing would surprise me. Stepped off. Stepped off again. They go to the top of the 8th. St. Paul's and Catholic tied 4-4. Baton Rouge. Oh, 1 the count on Torrey. Villa brings it. Bounced it. What a stop by Denny's. And now they got the runner hung up. Throw to second. He's safe. Waited too long. If you're the catcher, you got to run at him, don't you? In that situation? Or did he wait too long to throw it? What do you do in that situation?
I don't know if he was off far enough to be able to run. You want to get him going back to where he was coming from.
Which he did.
But I don't know if he was far enough out there to be able to run at him.
1-1 the count. Pitch on the way. In the dirt. Blocked by Denny's again. It's 2-1. An infield roller for a single by Conroy. Sacrifice bunt Musso reached on a throwing error. Nick Ray hits one in the center field. Can't call it a hit. Runner got thrown out at third. 2 on, 1 out. 2-1 the count. Shortstop breaks for the bag. Villa's still pitching. And a foul. I mean, look at Cook. He's saying, hey, Cook's throwing his arms up. He's standing on second base. And Villa pitched. Wow. We've seen it all, haven't we? Now, I know that's a freshman on the mound, but he's been out there in big situations. Mm-hmm. He has 2 saves this year. He's won 3 games.
Yeah, if that shortstop's standing on top of the base and you don't pick, you either got to let him get back or just step off and reset.
2-2 the count. And now Villa steps off again. He is a freshman, and we certainly are cognizant of that. Ready now? 2-2 to Torrey. Ball 3, not close. So now 3-2. This becomes easily the biggest pitch of the game with a Tulane signing on deck in Steven Sepsich. who's, by the way, had 2 straight hits. 3-2 the count. This is your pitch of the game. Runners lead. Payoff pitch, Villa. Struck him out swinging, 2 outs. Well, if you're Joey Latino, you certainly have the guy you want up there. Other than Nick Ray, this is the guy you want up there in Sepsic. Came in at .351, 4 homers, 22 RBIs. He's got 2 straight hits in this game and a run scored. And there goes Denny's to the mound. Nick Monica trying to talk to the home plate umpire, asking for a visit, I think. Or is he? I don't know what he was talking to him about there, but conversation on the mound, something like this. Hey, just one more. Sepsic has other ideas. Denny's reassuring. I mean, again, this is a freshman pitching to a freshman. Even though you got a veteran team at Rummel, you got Rivera, you got Denny's, you got Villa playing key roles for this team.
That's a lot of young players in the lineup.
So here's Sepsic, game on the line. 2 on, 2 outs.
If you need a guy up there, Sepsic is one of the ones you want.
No doubt. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball just missed inside edge. 1-0. Fans were reacting now. They got into it now.
Finally.
I mean, and it's a big crowd, too. Big crowd. 1-0 the count. And another. Fastball fouled. And it's over toward the Jesuit dugout. 1-1. New ball for Villa. I don't know. No full moon tonight last time I checked. A ball and a strike. Runners lead away. Stretch Villa. Pitch to Sepsic. And a base hit to right. Good time. Going to have a play at the plate. Here's the throw by LeBlanc. Cut off. Delayed. We're tied. At 5-5 on an RBI single by Steven Sepsic. You talk about clutch.
Well, that was the guy you wanted in there. Like we just said, Tulane signee. He was seeing the ball well. Already had a couple hits under his belt tonight. And what a clutch at bat right there by and while
RBI on the year. Waved at a breaker, 0-1. Sepsic was his 3rd straight hit of the game and 2 RBI in the game.
big time hit there by Steven Sepsic. Picking guys up, that's what it's about.
In the dirt, wild pitch, and Jesuit takes the lead 6-5. Scoring on the play is Ray, and the Blue Jays take a 6-5 lead. You could see that coming with a breaking ball pitcher.
Wow.
Denny's did all he could. I mean, that ball bounced and kicked away. And the Blue Jays now, after making 5 errors and just struggling mightily, are now just 3 outs away from a big win.
It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing considering they've got 5 errors on the board in the game.
Strike is called. It's 1-2.
And hey, like we said earlier, you get in the playoffs, you'll take wins however they want to come. It doesn't really matter.
Towards short, Cook lobs it right on the money. Inning over, but the damage done. Jesuit takes the lead. Blue Jays with 2 runs in the inning on a couple of hits, a big error, and Jesuit strands another runner. Last chance for Rummel. Jesuit leads the Raiders by the score of 6-5. You're watching the Division I quarterfinals here at SportsNOLA.com. Last chance for Rummel. They trail Jesuit 6-5. Ken Trahan, Danny Riehm, and it's Evan Francione, Lyle Ball, and Charlie Beck for the Raiders here in the bottom of the 7th inning against Chris Beebe, who has a win in his sights now. And he's really pitched well since coming out of the bullpen. Missed inside 1-0. Remember, the only run he gave up were a couple of errors. Francione is 0 for 2 rather. He's walked, reached on an error. Hit it hard but foul, third base side. It's 1-1.
Well, you're trying to get this first out here. That's the big one. Because then you take that sac bunt out of the equation the rest of the inning. So Jesuit really needs to be working and trying to get Francione out.
To left center field, hit pretty well. Left fielder on the roll, won't get there. Francione is going to end up in scoring position with nobody out.
Double, yep. That's huge. That is huge. Oh, it's great to see guys stepping up like this. I mean, this is what the playoffs are supposed to be about. You know, heroes are made at this point in the season. So you had Sepsich picking Jesuit up. Francione trying to pick the Raiders up, as looks like Joey Latino might make a move to the pen to bring in a new arm there to match up with Ball.
No decision made yet. In the bullpen, it is Todd Crabtree, and he's going to get the call. So BB will leave after 2 innings plus. Did a good job. Well, actually, they're going to go to Christian Hess. Hess had been throwing. Crabtree still in the bullpen. Well, I mentioned Hess really pitched great against Rummel in the second game, which Jesuit won this year against Rummel. Came out of the bullpen and just pitched really well. 4 shutout innings in that game to stem the tide.
He's coming into an action-packed spot right here. Man on second, nobody out. Lyle Ball ready to come to the plate.
So Beebe departs. Could win, cannot lose. Is responsible for the tying run, potential tying run at second. And now Christian Hess, 5'9", 175-pound junior. Hess has been good. 4-1 with a 0.95 earned run average and 4 saves. This is his situation. He's excelled in it. 44 innings, only 22 hits allowed. And he's walked only 9 and struck out 32. So great control exhibited by Christian Hess, which again, out of the bullpen is what you just want beyond the shadow of a doubt. So Hess taking his warm-up tosses. And he'll be facing Lyle Ball, as Danny mentioned. Ball, a double and a single. He scored a run. He's grounded out. And now if you're Nick Monica, how do you play it? I think he's probably swinging here, Danny. Just my guess. You can understand the bunt. But again, this is your cleanup hitter. So a lot different on the high school level. Jesuit's not looking bunt, really. If you look at their corners. Pitched the ball and not bunting and took it. Strike called, outside edge pitch. Borderline pitch to be sure. And Hess gets the call, 0-1.
Well, Ball has swung the bat well tonight, so he needs to try to stay hot for the Raiders.
Popped it up. That's a big out. First baseman will make the catch in foul territory, 1 out. Jesuit 2 outs from a huge win. Charlie Beck will bat. Let him swing, don't get the runner advanced. And here's Beck. He's walked, reached on an error, scored. He's 0 for 2 with 2 runs scored officially. Down and out for ball one. And Sirio's a wall back there, isn't he?
He does a great job. Really good-looking young catcher.
WHNO. Breaking ball and a good one for a strike from Hess. Evens it with Beck at 1-1. Popped him up. This will be the second out of the inning. Right fielder makes the catch. Jesuit 1 out away from a big win. And it's up to Lane LeBlanc, who has grounded out, walked and scored, reached on an error.
Well, Hess has come in and done an outstanding job getting the 2 pop-ups. And that's exactly what you're looking for when you go to the pen, a guy coming in and getting outs.
Last chance for Rummel is LeBlanc. 2 outs to pitch. In the dirt. Runner breaks for third. Smart move not to throw it by Sirio. Again, I'm so impressed with this kid. I mean, if he tries to pick that ball and hurry, and what can happen? Want to know the count. And give credit to Francione as well with the baseline. Wild pitch officially. Strike call, good fastball, 1-1.
Well, Sirio's really got to be on his toes. He's done a great job all night, but no bigger situation than this with a tying run 90 feet away.
LeBlanc waits, here it is. And a swing and a line drive, base hit, center field, LeBlanc's tied the game at 6-6. What a clutch hit for LeBlanc.
Now we're getting it going.
Now they're playing like we thought they'd play, right?
Now it's starting to feel like it means something.
Oh, boy. Clutch hit by Sepsic. Clutch hit by LeBlanc. We're tied again. Potential winning run is aboard. Jackson Denny's bats, and he's doubled home 2. Reached on an error. 1 for 3.
Well, it was a fastball that Hess left out over the plate, and LeBlanc really kind of got around it and yanked it and pulled it out in the right center.
Missing for a ball, 1-0.
All right, now we're cooking with gas. People are engaged. We got a little atmosphere going now. I love it.
This feels more like Jesuit Rummel,
right,
doesn't it?
Yeah. It feels like you're trying to get the sulfur.
Throw to first. Look out. LeBlanc back in.
I think they were having a Cinco de Mayo siesta for most of the game, but and very much awake now here at Kirsch-Rooney.
To right field. Wynn works on it. Center right fielder back. Makes the catch. And he's hit it pretty well, but he's out. How about extra innings? Why not? A run on 2 hits. A runner left. We go to the 8th. We're tied. It's Jesuit 6, Rummel 6. And you're watching the Division I quarterfinals here at SportsNOLA.com. Oh, we've seen pretty much everything there is to see, but we're going to see some more. We go to the 8th inning, tied 6-6. Jesuit 6 runs, 9 hits, 5 errors for the Blue Jays, and 13 left on base. Rummel 6 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Raiders have stranded 7. Sam Villa leads it off, to be followed by Marshall Lee and Parker Serio against Matt Villa, who's had a struggle on his hands and pitches into his 3rd inning. In relief of Zach Cook, brings it to Ovella. Corks a base hit to left. Well, again, Ovella struggled with the fastball, but he got an off-speed curveball, and he left it in and over the plate. A base hit, Ovella.
So we'll get
a courtesy runner or pinch runner. Well, he's a DH. So you're going to get Sean Sagers to run at first. Sagers runs at first.
Number 4, Sean Sagers, the runner at first base. At the plate, first baseman, number 10,
Marshall Lee up, and again, I'm not even going to venture to guess what happens here. He is squaring. Bunts it back to the screen, 0-1. Remember, the bunt that they got down in the 7th paid huge dividends.
Yeah. Got to get the bunts on the ground.
St. Paul's and Catholic tied 4-4, top of the 9th. So we're not the only extra inning game working tonight. On the select side, foul back on another bunt, 0-2.
Got to get the bunts on the ground. That's the only way you can move runners. Jesuit has really struggled with that tonight.
Zachary 6, North Shore 1, top of the 7th. Last chance for the Panthers in that one. Swing and a miss. Got him. Couldn't get the bunt down. Struck out swinging. 1 out. Breaking ball got him. Parker Serio will bat. Serio is 0 for 3. He's fanned 3 times. He's sure been good behind the plate.
Extra innings of a tie game. You're called upon to bunt. You got to get it done. I mean, there's no way around it there. You've got to advance that runner. So important there. I mean, now, the same thing happened early in the game when they couldn't do it. You've got the double play set up for Rummel now.
Serio rolls it foul to the Rummel dugout. It's 0-1.
See if Joey Latino might pick a spot to try to steal a base to get the go-ahead run in the scoring position and take the double play out of order. Once you couldn't get him over with the sack bunt, that's really the next thing to look at.
No balls and a strike. Serio back in. Villa brings it. Line drive, base hit left. 2 on, 1 out. And now Hunt Conroy bats. And he's had 2 hits and a walk. The Jesuit bottom of the order really coming through here. With Conroy being on 3 times for 2 hits and a walk. Big hit by Serio.
Number 22, Colin Miller, running at first base for Jesuit.
And we get another runner at first for Jesuit. As the Blue Jays will run Colin Miller at first base. Here's Conroy in a big situation. How many times have we said that about Jesuit hitters tonight? Strike called, 0-1. Jesuit, having faced Villa earlier this year, they know the breaking ball is his pitch, and they've done a really good job of handling it. 0-1 the count. And another. Strike 2 called.
Well, the interesting thing, too, you mentioned earlier that Villa could have potentially been a starter in one of these games, and that's pretty much off the table
it's
now.
Done. He's very well probably done for the series either way with the amount of pitches he's thrown. 0-2. Look out, foul, third base side. Left that breaking ball in again. Inner port over the play. That's a bad spot to put it. When you're 0-2, you want to bury that thing down and out, don't you?
Absolutely.
Holding 0-2. Conroy waits. He's had a good night. Pitch on the way. Ground ball is second. Franklin will go to second for the force. That's all. Runners end up at first and third with 2 outs. And Jesuit will have Bryce Musso at the plate. And I know there's 2 outs, but you can't totally discount the bunt. Remember, he laid down the big bunt in the last inning, which led to Jesuit taking the lead. And he can run. And then the other part you have to think about is, remember, it's a breaking ball pitcher. Their runner at third, and it was a wild pitch that scored the go-ahead run for Jesuit in the 7th inning. So a lot of moving parts here. And what do you do if the runner runs at first? I think you let him go, don't you?
Yeah, you can. You can't be overly concerned with him. You're mainly concerned with the guy at third right now. That's the go-ahead run.
Wasn't running, and a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. A lot of moving parts here is what I'm saying. And the ominous presence of Nick Ray in the on-deck circle. The only time they've gotten him out tonight is when he basically singled to center, which turned into a force play. No balls and a strike. And another. Fouled out of play. It's 0-2. This is what we came here for tonight. This kind of drama, compelling situations between two teams that somehow always seem to produce this type of action.
Yeah,
if not always, many times.
We had to be patient to get it, but at least we got it.
0-2 the count. And another. And he hit him, and that brings Nick Ray to the plate. Oh, they're going to say he didn't avoid it?
See, that's the stuff.
That's ridiculous. Honestly, what's he supposed to do? I just don't accept that, and I'm totally objective in this situation.
There's
understand.
Nowhere to go. As soon as Villa let the ball go, you could see it was going to hit the hitter.
Sure. Did he lean into it? I don't think so. Did he turn into it? He turned into it trying to avoid it,
but it
hit him.
It was the pitch was going to split the batter's box.
Yeah, exactly. So instead, it's still 0-2, and Ray stays on deck.
That's a big deal.
It's a real big deal. Musso still has a chance, 0-2. Villa still has a chance to get out of it. 1-2 pitch and a swing and a pop-up. Short right center field. Who wants it? Center fielder, Lacoste. Another escape. No runs, 2 hits. 2 stranded for Jesuit. Make it 15 they've left on base. Bottom of the 8th coming. We're still tied 6-6. You're watching the Division I quarterfinals at SportsNOLA.com. Bottom of the 8th inning, we're tied 6-6. Ken Trahan, Danny Riehm, Cade Rivera, Ron Franklin, and Zach Cook against Christian Hess. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Chris Beebe went 2 innings, 2 hits. While he was out there, allowed the 1 run. 2 runs, 1 earned, I should say. Strike called to Rivera, who has a base hit. He's 1 for 3. Down a ball, 1-1. Good breaking ball. It's 1-2. Hess working ahead in the count, working quickly. Here's the 1-2. Outside with a fastball, 2-2. Pop foul back to the screen. Good cut, holding 2-2. Rummel had a 4-1 lead, couldn't hold it. Jesuit had a 6-5 lead in the 7th, couldn't hold it. 2-2 pitch, off speed high, 3-2.
Wow, Hess needs to bear down right here in this 3-2 pitch. Don't want to walk the leadoff guy in a 6-6 game in extra innings.
And the payoff pitch to Rivera, and strike 3 call, 1 out. Fastball at the knees, got him looking. Rivera retired, big out for Hess. And now Ron Franklin is flied out. Has a sacrifice fly to an RBI and then grounded into a fielder's choice.
Big pitch there by Hess. Big pitch.
High and away, ball 1. Well, we mentioned control's been a big part of his game and success this year. Here's the 1-0. Strike is called, 1-1. This has now thrown 5 innings plus against Rummel without allowing a run this year. Strike 2 call. Sometimes you have kryptonite for the opponent. Maybe Christian Hess is that. 1-2. 2-2 now. Well out of the box with that offering. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And another. Struck him out swinging. Good pitch, 2 outs.
He's chunking now. Hess is feeling good. Working fast.
And if Jesuit can get this game to the 9th, they've got the top of the order up. They've got to like their chances.
This is getting very interesting from a pitching standpoint, knowing that it's a series and you've got to play possibly a doubleheader tomorrow. A lot of arms.
Cook took a strike.
Are going to be out of the equation.
Cook is 0 for 3 with a walk. He's reached on an error, scored a run. He doesn't go through games hitless very much. Outside, 1-1. Rummel looking for a 2-out rally here. 1 ball, 1 strike. And another. High, deep to left. Left fielder is back. Track, wall, and it is gone. What a way to end this game. Zach Cook, MVP? You bet. His first home run of the year. Rummel defeats Jesuit 7-6 in an absolute thriller. What a way to end this game, Danny.
Wow. Zach Cook got it up into the night. And that ball got up in the air. We talked about the wind really pushing. And that thing just kept going and going and going. What an exciting win for Rummel here in game 1. Jesuit did a great job of fighting back, trying to overcome the miscues, and just couldn't do it.
Wow is all you can say about that, right? Unreal.
2-out solo home run. Rummel takes the 1-0 lead.
So the Raiders win it in an absolute thriller. It started ugly, it finished unreal with clutch hit after clutch hit for both teams. What an unbelievable game. Rummel wins it by the score of 7-6 in 8 innings here tonight. Like I said, nobody's meant more to his team than Zach Cook has this year. On a night where he didn't have his command.
Early in the game, he took that one hack, and I said he looked like he thought he was 6'2". Well, guess what? He just hit one like he was 6'2".
He did indeed. Wind blowing out or not, this is a big yard. The wind's not nearly as strong now as it was earlier in the game. He hit the ball well.
Yeah, that ball was hit very well. Got it up into the air. The wind, the wind was going to help it, no doubt about it. But that one might have been out either way. That's pretty exciting. That's what the playoffs are all about. That's something that he'll remember the rest of his life. People will talk about it the rest of his life, about that home run that you hit to beat Jesuit in extra innings at Kirsch-Rooney. That's what it's all about.
And if my friend Larry Gibbs is watching somewhere, yeah, it's Rummel Jesuit again, Larry. We were just sitting there talking about that in his office yesterday. Amazing what these two schools can produce. What an amazing ending to a strange game. as mentioned, started ugly and finished unbelievable. Tremendous game, and this is just game 1. We're coming back here to do game 2 tomorrow at 3 p.m. And then if necessary, game 3 will follow, all at SportsNOLA.com. Rummel improves to 26-10 with the win. Jesuit to 24-13 with the loss. 3 p.m. tomorrow. Raiders will go for the series sweep. Jesuit will try to extend it to 3 games. Danny, final thoughts?
No, just a strange game. Got very exciting at the end. Obviously, as thrilling of a conclusion as it gets. A 2-out solo home run by Zach Cook. It's playoff baseball, like I said earlier. When you get to where your season's on the line, you'll take wins any way they want to come. And I'm sure, despite the miscues on Rummel's part and allowing Jesuit to come back late, Nick Monica's very happy to be up 1-0 in the series.
Matt Villa becomes the winning pitcher, improves to 4-2. Christian Hess, of course, with the loss, he drops to 4-2 with the defeat. 2 hours and 45 minutes to play. Amazing game. 8 innings. Rummel 7, Jesuit 6. Danny, it's been a pleasure. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Yep. Always good when these two teams get together.
Thank you, buddy.
No problem. Thank you.
Once again, our final, Rummel 7, Jesuit 6 in 8 innings. Now, this is Ken Trahan saying thanks for joining us and be a good sport. God bless you one and all. We are rounding third and heading home. So long.